ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait. And wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black. Performance storage. Purpose-built for gaming. Get in fast. So you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game.
Ladies and gentlemen, स्वागत है आप सबका AMD Ryzen Skyesports लीग
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is me, Dr. Dang, and along with me, as usual, on this early morning is going to be Lucifer. As we welcome you all to AMD Ryzen presents Skyesports League 2021, powered by WD Black. Platform partner GoGame.Live, connectivity partner ActFiberNet, and broadcast partner Loco. And well, we have day 44 rolling up as we have Chennai taking on Bangalore Crushers.
Day 44, Dr. Dang. I mean, today is an early morning. I'm really excited for a morning stream today because this is a match that's going to be really interesting, and to pump your day on a weekend to have such a good start, I'm really excited to see what this match has in the hands of both these teams.
Well, that is true. Chennai has not gotten the start to the tournament that they would have wanted, nor are they going to be getting the ending that they would have wanted. But at least they can try to force some things over here. Maybe they can look to take a map against Bangalore, not give them a flawless win or something of the likes. But it is still going to be a very, very big task for them because, well, it is Bangalore after all. They are a team that has been, at least in the recent last few recent play days that we have had with the team, well, they have been the best that we have out there.
I agree, man. Back the side of Bengaluru Crushers, with the slight hiccup of 2 matches that they had, they've come back huge, and from that time they've not at all stopped. They have been going bang on in terms of performance, grabbing those points, getting sure they get flawless victories, and now you can see with 12 matches that Rajasthan and Bangalore have played, the side of Rajasthan is just 0.5 points away from on the points table. Otherwise, they're so close. I think Bengaluru should walk away with the victory, taking away a flawless. But just like Punjab, if they manage to deny any kind of points, it's going to get interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, that is definitely going to be true as well. The prize pool is also going to be something that everyone will have to look out for because, well, it is going to be a total of 15 lakh rupees, which is also going to be the largest prize pool that we have had for any Valorant tournament in the country.
Yep, it's the biggest prize pool that we have had right now, and the champions, I mean, this is why the battle is going on for the 55 days. Initially, teams started off really great, and now in between they had hiccups. Now they're back on with a bang on performance. For the sole reason that the champions can be walking away with the huge prize money of 6,50,000 with the champions title and the bragging rights, and it looks to be any team's position at this moment. Whereas the runner-ups for this tournament will be getting 3 lakhs, third place will be grabbing themselves 1,50,000, fourth place will be getting a 1 lakh check, as well as the other teams which have placed 5, 6, 7 and 8 will be getting 50,000 respectively. But there are 2 individual prizes for the tournament as well, and they are some exciting prizes where players, either content creators or pro players, are looking for it for the grabs.
Yep, that is definitely going to be the case. As Bangalore take on Chennai, it is going to be a cracker that we do not want to miss. Well, either because you are a Bangalore fan and you want to see your team pick up points, or you are a Chennai fan and you're hoping for your team to finally pick up points. Either which ways, it is going to be an interesting game going forward.
Yep, an interesting matchup that is happening right now. I'm looking forward to if they manage to pull this off, because it's going to be close, I would say, when we head into the playoffs, because yesterday we saw how teams were starting to battle off. I mean, in a couple of days we saw Delhi fumbling in front of Bengaluru Crushers. I'm really not sure where we are heading in terms of qualifiers, because certain teams have showed up huge, certain teams are still working on their flaws, but will teams manage to pull things off and get it into a proper form? Because as we are heading into playoffs, things are looking a little bit very varied, I would say. I mean, it's not something that is written in stone, yes, but certain teams are getting strong, certain teams are getting better, but whereas certain teams are fumbling down into a couple of pieces and strategies that they have not worked on. So if this is the case, as we said yesterday, the position where 5 and 6 are, I mean 4, 5 are at a very good stage, but Delhi, if they don't perform, will be going down very easily.
Yep, that is definitely going to be the case, as the top 5 content creators that we have in the tournament are going to be up on your screen. It's going to be Hydraflick at the top with 511 kills, followed by Solo at 446. Rebel there as well on the 3rd position, while Fatu and Snacks going to be taking up the 4th and the 5th place respectively.
Yep, these content creators, Dr. Dang, have showed up really huge in this tournament. It has been really great where we have this league format, and not just for the pro players, where these content creators have also made their mark. Because being content creators and as well as performing in a pro team, we understand the pressure that is there. Hydraflick on the 1st position for the side of Punjab has been performing immensely great for their team, and now stands on top with 12 matches played with 511 kills. That just goes to say where this man transformed initially in the starting days of the matches to this day. Yes, Solo was the initial, I would say, torchbearer for the side of the top content creators, but he's still back on. He's, I would say, still around 50 to 60 kills less, where Hydraflick stands with just 12 matches. Yes, Solo has not played a lot of duelists for the side of Rajasthan Strikers. He has played a lot of initiators and certain times even controllers, and that's the reason that is there. But Rebel, who was really amazing in terms of performance, had a certain amounts of hiccups here and there throughout the tournament. So Delhi still at the 4th position do stand a chance along with Rebel to show up huge, but the last, or I think one last match that they have, they need to pull up their socks, because the last match is not easy, and it's with Hyderabad Nawabs, with the previous champions, who are also not letting go of any points at this moment.
Yep, that is definitely going to be the case, because we have seen this consistently across the tournament, that teams, they start off a little bit strong. They have a period where they are not able to take up kills, or they're not able to take up rounds and take maps, but they come back stronger. And then that is exactly what Bangalore did. They started off strong, but they had their phases where they where they had their problems, and they fixed those issues, and since then they've bounced back, having a lot of potential with them. Well, so far so good. As for the top 5 players, Rossi 588, 54 kills, Deathmaker 723 kills, MW1 661, Skill 646, and Binks 628. And well, these are going to be the top 5 players that we have in the tournament so far.
I mean, with this top 5 players being here online, it's just getting amazing. And as we see, with 12 matches played, SK Rossi and MW1, there's still a difference of 200 kills. This man has showed up really huge in this tournament, and especially on the second part of this tournament. It's going great for the side of Team Bengaluru Crushers. As I mentioned, they're only at a 0.5 difference from where Rajasthan stands, and after 12 matches played, if they've managed to reach up to a stage where Rajasthan was previously holding that position for a long time and also took down for a match before Rajasthan had it. It just goes to say that the side of Bengaluru Crushers are coming up really huge in terms of their momentum, in terms of their playstyle, and in terms of the players individually as well as performing together. And this has been a great, I would say, a couple of days or couple of matches that they have had back to back. It's worked out great. So today's another match, but this is with Chennai Clutches. Yes, Chennai Clutches have been a little bit of a, I would say, troublemaker here and there in couple of matches, denying bonus points. But will that happen here again for Bengaluru Crushers is the question, because we know Chennai has players who can individually perform really, really well.
Yep, that is definitely true. Chennai has players who individually do have the potential to make the difference. But again, this is competitive play. This is not going to be your average rank here. A single player can usually not do enough to get their team the win. We saw this clearly with Kappa and Rossi fragging absolutely insane. It still wasn't enough for Bangalore to take the last map against, I believe, Delhi the other day. So it just goes to show that, well, you can have insane players on your team, but sometimes you just need it to be a team effort. You cannot expect to have it as only a solo effort. And well, that is going to be the case in every single competitive 5v5 game. If you have a team, you have to play with the team. Otherwise, well, the win is not going to be yours.
It's not going to be easy, Dr. Dang. I mean, we have started seeing teams just outperform, outfrag, pull off amazing and insane plays. So I think that's where we will be heading off to, because playoffs are so close. We are at day 44, as we mentioned, less than 10 days to go, and it's getting intense. And all for all the viewers, the map schedule did come. I mean, sorry, not the map schedule, the schedule of the matches that is there for the next 4 days was on your screens. So we have a lot of double days, double matches coming across. So keep your eyes on the screen for all the action happening, because now, with Bengaluru being your home team and Chennai your away team, the map veto in, the first map for the day is going to be Icebox, where Chennai has picked up the second map and putting down a competition in front of Bengaluru Crushers on Heaven. But the side of Bengaluru are picking up the last map of Split and taking it, I guess, in a very good manner. And it looks like Bengaluru have really good map picks coming in, because Icebox and Split worked out really well for them. Heaven is one of their other playgrounds. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to pull it off really strong. But for the side of Chennai, Icebox is a map that they have played good, but the map of Heaven and Split, I'm still doubtful on.
Well, the map of Heaven and Split is something that we have seen Bangalore be extremely strong on as well. Well, as far as things go in terms of Split, Chennai has not had a great start to them. They initially did pick Split for their initial few games, but after that they realized that that is not going to be the map that they will be looking to perform on, and hence, which is why they started dropping Split. But Bangalore, they realized against the side of Delhi that, well, Split is a map that they love to play on, and that is exactly what they're going to be doing. They're going to be choosing the side of Split to be the final map in the showdown. But Icebox is coming up first, and well, it does seem like Bangalore is out for blood.
Bangalore is outrightly, as you said, is for blood. I mean, you look at them, they're not fumbling, they're not looking out to miss out in any opportunity that they have, and they're pulling off all the things that they would be looking out for. I mean, points, matches, rounds, aces, 4Ks, 2Ks, 3Ks. I mean, Bengaluru have written down everything, I think, throughout this tournament. They're holding so many placards in their favor. I think Bengaluru, at their footing that they have today, it's going to be a really good play from here onwards that Bengaluru can be pulling off, and playoffs is just going to get interesting more and more from here onwards.
Yep, that is definitely going to be true. As we are looking to head over into the game, well, it's time for us to have some predictions going in. Who do you think is going to be taking Icebox with what scoreline? And that is going to be really important, because either it's going to be hotly contested or it is going to be a one-sided affair, because, well, Bangalore has been one of the strongest teams on the map of Icebox throughout this tournament.
Yep, I mean, my predictions for Icebox, it's going to be, I would say, it would be a dominated match coming across from Bengaluru, because we have seen them on this map. They are just getting better in terms of the characters that they play, the characters that they switch up in between players itself, and still outperform and frag for their team. So I think the scoreline for the side of Team Bengaluru on the map of Icebox should be somewhere around 13-5, 13-3. They're really good. But Chennai, if they manage to pull this off, because they've managed to take down Hyderabad Nawabs, they've managed to pull off one more team. I'm not too sure about which team it was, but they did give a good competition on the map of Icebox as well. So if they manage to pull it off, it can go up to a 13-8 or 13-9. But I don't think Bengaluru will be giving away so many points, especially on the map of Icebox, where there's just been pulling off amazing strategies.
I agree. I think that for Chennai, well, Icebox has been a map that they haven't been the best at, but at least, well, they've had some opportunity to play this map out. As for Bangalore, Icebox is one of those maps that um, you just have to give it to Bangalore, because, well, there is no other team who has been as successful on this map. The round differential that Bangalore has, simply based on Icebox, is, I believe, one of the best. And Bangalore, other than the fact that they lost Icebox the first time they took on Hyderabad, since then I don't think Bangalore has lost a single game.
Yep, I mean, Bengaluru have not left any maps go away. I mean, they've always been looking for these flawless victories and bonus points, and that's the reason I mentioned that the side of Team Bengaluru have been walking away with victories, and they have matched up to the points of where Rajasthan is standing. Rajasthan is feeling the heat now. They did win yesterday, but the only difference they managed to make was just zero point 0.5 points. And if the side of Mumbai managed to take them out on the last map, which could have happened, but yesterday they were having fun. So that was just fun and games from both those teams happening, and with only that zero point 0.5 difference made, Rajasthan at this moment, I'm pretty sure, are feeling the heat and wrath of where Bengaluru is coming through, and that is a matchup that we'll be looking forward to when we head. But today, as Dr. Dang mentioned, the first map for the day, it's going to be Icebox, where Chennai will be starting on defense, and the attack would be from Bengaluru Crushers. And attack from Bengaluru Crushers, it's something unraveling, fathoming, as well as, I would say, completely bringing in destruction. I mean, if it's all the right words put across, I think that's how it should be on the map of Icebox for the side of Team Chennai. Not that Chennai is not great or Chennai does not play. Chennai does not have good players. They have amazing players. Their aim is insane. They have really cracked shots. But as I mentioned, and as Dr. Dang talked about it, this map of Icebox has become a playground for the side of Team Bengaluru Crushers. The team has outperformed our thoughts and processes and how well they play together as a team. You can see, for the sake of SK Rossi, he becomes the jet. He dashes in. He does not have to worry about him going to a position where he'll be vulnerable from multiple angles, because his team will be providing him cover, and once he picks a kill, he'll still be progressing further as many as he picks, because his team is also moving along with him to take map control as well as area control. So it's going to get difficult for the side of Chennai if they go one by one, but if they manage to pull off a fight together, which we have seen that if Chennai managed to pull off a picture perfect round as a team gameplay, the round is still theirs.
Yep, that is definitely true. I think that unless Chennai is able to pull off perfect rounds, round after round, be it with the help of either with the help of a Viper or a Sage or your duelist, but it is going to have to be a team game at the end of the day. You cannot expect your Viper or your Rena or your Jet to just run in every single round and try to get kills, because, well, you have players like Rossi, you have players like Skills, Kappa, Hellranger, on the side of these teams, on the side of Bangalore, not on the team of Bangalore, but on the side of Bangalore. But at the same time, Chennai has players that can change things up as well. You have Kubricks, you have AEZ, you have Drake and these are players that might be new, but they're also players that can make that difference, and that is what is important. As long as they believe that they can take rounds, take down the side of Bangalore, it doesn't matter if they get that win or not. The fact that they're thinking about that means that, well, a single mistake that is made by Bangalore is probably going to be capitalized by the side of Chennai. So that is something that we will have to see whether it happens in the perfect sense of the word or not. But I'm pretty hopeful that we're going to be seeing something special come out from the side of Bangalore as well as Chennai.
I agree with you, Dang, because the first map being Icebox, it's a map that we have seen Chennai pull off a couple of picture perfect rounds where it was like completely out of the blue, but still insane to watch that it became a flawless rounds that Chennai managed to pick up. So Chennai does have that in their basket, and as we talked about it, Chennai, this is completely a learning journey in terms of experience, in terms of strategies, because they're one of the few teams throughout, I would say, the whole Valorant scene in India. They have been performing really well as they have been pulling off, I would say, gameplays in terms of their individual player styles as well as a couple of strategies really well. It's just that they're taking some time to merge together, play together, and one of the things, as we talked about, this league has one minimum CC that has to play with your four playing roster, whether you choose your usual roster of a pro playing team or you mix and play with other pro playing teams. It's up to you based on the lineup that you have. But Chennai has been facing that difficulty that it's not a total pro 5 team, and I think that's where they were missing out, because we have seen Chennai, when they're a pro 5 team, have a really good day, really good time. But that's where we have tried to make this interesting, that teams need to understand how they can gel with new players, new emerging talents that we have across India, and put them in one page and make sure they execute it really well. And I think Chennai is taking that, I would say, a little bit difficult in terms of how to pull it off, but other teams have pulled it off really well. Yesterday we saw Game, yes, he came out for only one game from Rajasthan yesterday, but he pulled it off really well on that jet. He was like insane. That was a new play that I was not expecting, for somebody to come in, sub in new, and pull off something like that with a jet. That just goes to say that he has a lot of potential that we would have to still see and explore.
That is definitely true. I think that the fact that Chennai's players are so new and that, well, they do have not as much experience as the other players have in the region. I mean, just look at the amount of experience that Hellranger, Kappa, Rossi, Skills have, not just in Valorant, but also in other games. And that is what makes the difference. You might think that, oh, it's a different game. Everyone gets to play Valorant for the past 1 year. Everyone should be at the same level. But that is not going to be the case. Someone who's played competitively in another game is going to be having an edge, because thinking competitively is not just about playing with 5 people and trying to give callouts all the time. It's a lot more than that. So, well, as far as Chennai goes, they don't have that experience right now. So maybe it changes going forward.
Yep, I mean, yes, I'm pretty sure, Dr. Ang, we did see where the side of Team Punjab Pinnacles had their hiccups, but they had teams, a couple of players who have played in this Valorant scene for some time now, and they showed up really well. And we saw RVK, Knight Rider, all those people just gelling in really well together, and they played up really well for the team. So pulling that off for Punjab after some time, and they've given a tough competition for all the teams out there. Just a little bit earlier, if Punjab managed to do that, Punjab would also have a really good chance in making their way into the playoffs. But nonetheless, they have given us a really amazing performance as we come to the end of the league stages. But it's something to watch out for, because Punjab have already made their statement that at the end of the day, yes, they may not qualify, but for a given day, we'll be looking forward to that victory. And it goes well for Chennai as well. Chennai has been changing a little bit. Chennai have been coming really close in terms of their matchups to their opponents. So I think Chennai still, as we said, it'll be learning for them. But once we go into the season 3, it's going to be a brawl of teams where all these players, all these teammates, all these strategies will be on the next level, where we'll be seeing even different metas. At this time, the metas have not, like, I would say, outlandishly changed. It's still similar to where we have seen the Indian Valorant scene be. Yes, they are switching to the one duelist meta, and still that needs to be worked on a lot, because we see a couple of flaws here and there, because of which teams with double duelists, or at least with 2 sentinels, are managing to pull it off. So there are a lot of things for teams to work on. But I think with the way we are heading, with the metas changing in terms of putting single duelist, at certain times having 2 initiators, there's a lot of scope that these teams are pulling off. And this season has already been so interesting. I'm not sure what the next season bags in for these new teams, such as Punjab, Chennai, who have started up showing really well.
I agree. I think that with teams like Punjab, or teams like Chennai, even teams like Mumbai coming in, which, it's not just about having the best professional player in your team. It's not just about having It's not just about having the best IGL that you can. So it's a lot more about having the experience, having the confidence to go in and try to take rounds for your team, and eventually string together enough to get the map for yourself. So that is exactly what we will be looking for going forward. But it's going to be a little short while before we make our way in. So well, we are just about heading into the map, and again, agent selection is something that we haven't still discussed. Agent selection is something that we will have to look at. So on the map of Icebox, what do you think is going to be the 5 agents that are going to be picked up, or rather just 2 of the main agents that you think is going to get picked up by one of these teams?
I think, Dr. Dang, the agents that will come through from all these teams uh, might be from the side of Chennai. They will be still going for a double duelist role with Koki, who has started up playing duelist. Generally, we have seen him in Sentinels where he plays a killjoy, or even certain times when needed for his team, he's played that initiator. So I think that still can come through, but they will have a double duelist setup for the side of Chennai with one sentinel, one initiator, and one controller. For them, that's what they're trying to work at best. But for the side of Bengaluru, it's getting interesting. Yes, I think the Jet can still be online, but if Rossi is like, okay, I've played a lot of Jet on the map of Icebox, I've also played Rena, let me bring in Rena. Rena can be a really good choice from the side of Bengaluru Crushers, but other than that, I think there'll be a Viper, a Killjoy, a Sage, as well as the initiator. So I think these 4 from the side of Bengaluru are something that we have always seen and should still come in. What do you think, Dr. Dan?
Well, I think that the Viper is definitely going to be something that teams will have to pick. There is no choice about that. You don't pick Viper, you're just going to lose that. There is no, at least with the way that current Viper works and how teams are setting up with Viper, without a Viper, at least now, is going to be something that is basically impossible to work with unless you have a huge big brain strat. Because so far, as far as we've seen Icebox, not only in India but in NA, in EU, and even in Korea, you have to agree that well, the Viper at this point of time is just so much more useful on the map of Icebox than any other controller that you can put through. Be it Astra, be it Omen, be it Brim, there is no one who comes close to providing the amount of cover that Viper does. And the fact that she can not only play lineups, she can play as a very defensive minded controller means that, well, you have an extra sentinel on your hands, which means that you can deny plants from far away. You can basically make life extremely difficult for the attackers to try and defend that spike. But again, it all depends whether you have the teammates alive to do it, because in a 1v5, well, there is no agent in a 1v5 that is going to be able to defuse the spike without getting shot.
I agree with you. I mean, with the Viper being online, irrespective of how they would play, and we did see whether you have lineups ready for somebody doing a sneaky defuse, or whether you have your utilities such as the Viper itself, you will be doing a lot of damage. You will be pulling them off, but you need to make sure that you are not getting backstab, because we have seen a lot of teams in a 1v4, 1v5, 1v3 situation where it's a Viper or a Sova who's alive. There might be one person trying to push back into the attacker spawn and try to pick them off. Whether it's at A, whether it's at B, they'll be trying to do that because they know as long as that one person is alive, he'll play a lot of time, he'll use his utilities, and he will make sure that the spike defuse does not come through. But we have seen a couple of people not faking it, because it does happen in the pistol rounds. I would say it happens mostly in the pistol rounds where the teammates do not buy a lot of utilities, because with 800 creds to start off, there'll be not of a lot of things. You would have to give away a couple of utilities, or you would have to go in with a classic only if you want to play, and you would have to pick up all the utilities based on what kind of situation that the side of the player or the agent gives up. It works out for one or the other teams. It might be like Viper does not buy snake bites, and they think that they have a really good post plant situation, and your Viper does not have any utilities. You're waiting for a push coming through, and you're looking like it'll be a complete gunfight, but they also have a Viper. Put up a wall, just like Dr. Dang mentioned. And in pistol rounds, it does get difficult to just shoot across, even when you are blocked off. But if you have a Vandal or a Phantom or any weapon as such, your teammate teammates will be pinging and it will become easier, because pistol, yes, it does not do a lot of damage, whereas your rifle will deal a lot of damage even with one bullet connecting, and that will be better in terms of where a pistol can work out. But nonetheless, for teams to make Icebox work and defense especially to work for the side of Team Chennai, I think Dr. Dang, the side of Chennai needs to pull back from what they will be trying to do, because Chennai, we have been seeing them, they play on sites, they play for the entry frags coming in their favor, but eventually get taken out or even traded off from the side of Bengaluru, because of which the side of Team Chennai fall at a disadvantage, because one person falling, the immediate next person who will be trying to come in for cover will also get picked off, because he would not have anticipated his teammate would have been going down so early. So for the side of Chennai, they need to look out for how good they can pull back and slow down the game, because Bengaluru do not look forward to slowing the game down.
Yep, that is definitely going to be the case. Bangalore is not a team that is going to be playing the regular way that you see a lot of teams play. They're not going to sit in one spot and be like, all right, you come here, I'll try to shoot you. And well, if there are 3 people, too bad, I'm going to try it again next round. That's not what Bangalore does. They're going to be trying to always adapt to what the other team tries to do. So against Hyderabad, they tried something else. Against Chennai, they know that maybe something else is going to be working. And that is exactly what makes Bangalore so strong. The fact that they do not conform to the regular plays that teams make. They're not going to always be sitting in the same corners. Well, they will be sitting in the same corners that exist, but every single round you go and check, randomly you might or might not find a player over there, and that is exactly what makes it so difficult to play against them. You cannot predict what you need to expect against the side of Bangalore, and that is really why this team is able to pull off so many things. The fact that they are unpredictable, the opponent cannot figure out what they want to do, but at the same time, they're kind of predictable in the fact that they're going to be unpredictable. So, well, that is just something that teams will have to figure out over time, and that is what we've seen. The rise of Bangalore across in the Valorant scene in India has been exponential. They weren't the best team for a long time. They still might not be the best team, but coming through, we just know that they are one team that if you do not look out for, well, they're definitely going to make life very, very difficult for you.
I agree with you, Dr. Dang. I mean, the life of the side of Team Chennai is going to be difficult in this match for the sole reason, as you mentioned. This is not going to be an easy match that they can pull off. Bengaluru on the map of Icebox have managed to pull up a lot, but as we look at it, we are heading into the match. The players have loaded in, and we can see Kubrix, Maharani, Easy from the side of Team Chennai, and Skills from the side of Bengaluru Crushers, along with SK Rossi, Hell Ranger, and Snacks. And a lot of people have been looking at, I'm sorry, I think there's been a mistake here. That's not Snacks, that's Snorlax for a lot of people who have been asking and looking out for him. So finally, Snorlax has made his way in the side of Team Bengaluru to play today's match.
Yes, that is definitely going to be the case, as AZ, Maharani, Chobzi, Multi and Kubrix are going to be on the side of Chennai, and we're going to be having Hellranger, Snacks, Snorlax from the side of Bangalore. Well, Rossi, he's going to be on that jet, no problems whatsoever. The Viper wall's already gone up. The Sova drone is going to be coming in, as AEZ will have to deal with the initial onslaught of the players coming through.
Yep, and look at the initiator today. It's Skills. We have seen this man on a Sentinel, we have seen this man on a Duelist, and today he's the initiator, and I'm looking forward to it. It's already his first Sova Recon will reveal 2 people on site from the opponents, and the spike does go through. Skills already picking up very quick one. SK Rossi dinking a lot of shots on the opponents, and he's looking for the kill. Already a disadvantage for the side of Team Chennai, but Chennai managed to pull 2 people off the side of Team Bengaluru. Snacks will pull off 1, but look at this, the fight is still going on. AEZ is there to bring 1 more. He's already on a 3k. It's up to the last 2 people surviving. It is Skills as well as Hell Ranger. The lineups does connect, but Hell Ranger will land a shot, and Skills on a backstab will land 1 more, but it's all up to Hell Ranger to pull it off. Hell Ranger very low on 25 HP. He's trying to play time, climbs on the box, and he's looking for this kill, but Multi, he knows playing time, he's baiting him out, and Hell Ranger gets the best of it as well as the kill. What a play from Bengaluru. Playing time really smart.
Well, yes, that is exactly the case that we have here. Hellranger making sure that despite being so low on HP, he just does not have anything to fear about. Well, because he's just going to be jiggle peeking, he's just going to be shoulder peeking, and well, you are not going to be having the time or the opportunity to really stick that diffuse for yourself. Multi did try to make the best of the situation that he had over there by getting the half diffuse, but unfortunately that was not going to be enough. As moving forward, this is going to be easy as the player who's just going to be sitting there along with a super shotty for himself. Will Rossi be checking this corner? It looks like he will not. He falls. The super shotty rains out as Hellranger is called upon to get the refrag for his teammate.
I mean, that was a really good position, but look at this backstab. Skills reads it perfectly, but he'll not be able to close it. 3 people on that back roll will be able to take up a rifle, but Hellranger will prevent that with the snake bite. But Chobes has already made his way into garage. This should be something should work out, but now with area control of the site itself, the side of Team Bengaluru will be feeling really confident. Snacks pulls off one more kill. Yes, it's only one person surviving here. Chobes with a very good wide swing will pick off one more kill, but he's trying to aggress. Reload happens and Snorlax will pick him off the board, and it's up to the last person surviving. Kubrix, Snorlax will pick him up, and Snorlax will be able to upgrade his rifle as well.
Yep, that is definitely going to be the case, and well, that is exactly what the side of Bangalore would have wanted in their start. It's going to be a 2-0 at the start of this matchup, and well, as the full buy rolls through, maybe we see a shift in the momentum that we've seen so far.
Hopefully, yes, because now with the full buys coming in, the side of Team Chennai needs to pull it off. And last round with the super shotty, yes, somebody else needs to have placed in that position, because if your Viper survived for a little bit long on that backstab, you could have pulled a really amazing round. But with your Viper going in, nonetheless, it was a pistol round. But with this full buy coming in, they need to make sure they pull this. If not, they'll again start falling in rounds after rounds, going in for another eco, and it'll get difficult. But with 2 people, nearly 3 people on the A side, this is going to get interesting, and Multi thinks he's very a sneaky boy there. Snorlax will spot him, take him out. Kubrix was waiting for the stab or a mid push coming in. He will get that as a benefit as he picks off SK Rossi and brings it to an equalizer.
Well, the spike has gone down as a 4v4 is going to be on the cards. They will have to get rid of this wall, making sure that they check the corner right next to the spike, because Snorlax is going to be there, but it looks like Kubrix is just going to skip it as Snorlax gets one. He finally gets taken out by Kubrix, but well, at this point of time, they know the position of the players of Chennai, and well, that is going to be something that the side of Chennai will have to deal with. AZ gets one, but Kubrix is going to get taken out by Hellranger. The lineup should be in play, and with the Sage in place, well, it looks like time is slowly running out, and Hellranger is going to be getting one. He gets taken out by AZ, but there is no time for the side of AZ to get anything, not even make his way out of the blast radius of the spike. That's it.
I mean, he look at Snacks. I mean, he came off, he was not even worried about it, whereas other teammates should have survived. With the Sage surviving still for the side of Team Bengaluru and fighting out. We have seen Snacks playing for the side of Team Bengaluru for a long time now as a content creator, and has been playing really well for them. But Chennai are pulling match rounds very close. You saw it was only up to Snacks as well as the last person surviving from the side of Team Chennai. It was really close, but the timer picking off from the spike was the reason they went through. But now 2 Viper walls crossing out. They have only a gap here. Yes, the DK will come through of 30 HP as they cross over, but look at AZ being such a close angle. He might receive a lot of damage, but Skills will all manage to take him out as Hellranger on 49 HP still aggressing, whereas I think on the mid end SK Rossi will pick one, Skills is picking another one, Chobes is all stuck at mid, his position already called out. They're heading for him. It's going to get difficult, but he'll land an insane shot on SK Rossi. What a shot on SK Rossi. Now SK Rossi knows that he has to look out for Chobes. I mean, he was going a little bit aggressive for that kill, but now Chobes taken out and a rifle upgraded. He should be safe in that rifle, but Snorlax will say no.
Well, that is going to be Bangalore getting 4 rounds on the board. Well, as we get a second full buy coming through from the side of Chennai, maybe they look to turn things around at this point of time. So far, it's been only Bangalore in this matchup, and if they don't, well, that is just going to go into a spiral. and eventually you're going to reach the point where either you're not going to be having enough in your bank account to try and get a round back when you really need it, or well, it's just going to be an easy map win for the side of this team. But it looks like they're going to be checking. They expect that operator being there. The flash comes through, and well, there you go. Chubzy is going to be forced off that angle. Snorlax collects that kill. That is going to be huge coming through. Even is spotting the Rena. Snorlax takes another one down. That's going to be a kill pop by that. He's going to get a third. Rossi is going to be denying him that ace as he picks up a 4th kill for the side of Bangalore, as it's all down to AZ. And whether it be Snorlax or it be Hellranger, the kill eventually does have to come through, and that is exactly what happens. AZ gets one, but nothing more than that.
This is what we talked about, Dr. Dang. I mean, you look at how close these rounds are going to be, because the side of Team Bengaluru are going together. You saw that operator was at a really good position where the side of Team Chennai could have popped a couple of heads from Chobzi's end. But with that distraction coming, the Rena Lear coming in, the side of Bengaluru knows to play with their utilities. And same goes with Chennai. Chennai knows to play with utilities, but end up being one kill after another rather than kills within the team or when their team is covering each other. So it's getting really tough for the side of Chennai to survive for long when the spike goes down.
Well, yes, that is going to be the case so far. So good. Snorlax gets one. He gets taken out by Kubrix, who's going to be popping that ultimate to get the location of Rossi. He's going to get rid of him as Kubrix is going to land that clean headshot. But they know the spike is going to be going down. It does get planted. And well, this is where Hellranger is going to be the strongest. The lineups, as Multi will have to pull off and go in for that backstab, he has to make sure that he pulls this off without making any mistakes. As Snorlax is going to be picking up Chobzi. We're down to a 3v3. The plant is going to be, the defuse is going to be denied so far, but Multi decides to get rid of Snacks instead of trying to play for the kill on the Viper. Skills comes in, he gets one more. Hellranger is going to pull one more back. It's all down to the Sage. Maharani gets one, but will she be able to get Hellranger? Both of them are going to be going in for a duel, but Maharani extremely low on HP, and there you go. Hellranger landing that headshot. And well, had Multi just pushed in a little bit more, trying to get that kill onto Hellranger, maybe that is something that could have changed up.
Yep, I agree with you, Dr. Dang. I mean, look at them. They started off strong. They did get man advantage in their favor. Count was working in terms of the side of Team Chennai. They could have pulled it off, but again, as I mentioned, they go in one by one and they try to push as a kill that they can pick easy. Yes, we know they can pick, but the side of Team Bengaluru, you saw the crossfire being held at B main, and that's what worked out for them. The side of Team Chennai, however, on the other hand, were trying to push one by one, and you saw it was all up to Maharani who survived at the last position. Now look at this positioning, holding it strong, taking down mid push coming through, but there is SK Rossi waiting for that. This is what I talked about. After getting a pick, still going and aggressing for another kill is just bad play coming in from the side of Team Chennai. As SK Rossi picks one more, Snacks brings back his teammate. Multi with his ultimate will try to kill one of those, but he will do a lot of damage. SK Rossi already on a 3k. Skills picks one. It's all up to Kubrix surviving. He's at CT and he'll be spotted as Hellranger will shoot right behind him.
Well, that is exactly why Bangalore is so strong on this map. They know exactly how to execute, how to rotate, and how to make sure that the players are going to be in the right position. And well, it's going to be something that the side of Bangalore just loves to play. Icebox is a map that definitely plays in the favor of Bangalore. Well, simply because they know exactly how to rotate and they know how to make the plays on this map. It's very important for a team to understand what a map plays out like, because if you don't know how a map plays out, well, you're going to be having problems. As Kubrix lands a nasty shot. Chobzi with another one with the Sheriff. Will they be getting another one? Kubrix gets Snack. Skills gets Kubrix instead as a refrag, as Hellranger is going to pick up Maharani, but the start that Chennai has netted them and man advantage.
Welcome to my
Man advantage. Now the side of Team Chennai need to pull it back. Yes, it's back to a 2v2. You can see again aggressing for a kill. Chobs will get punished. However, Bengaluru still stand a chance to have completely control of this area, because Spike coming through, the Viper skip coming through, AZ on a backstab will pull, but he has to wait for his teammate Multi, because look at Hellranger's position. He is at a very good spot where he might not get spotted, but random sprays, AZ knows positioning because the Spike planted. Oh my god, that's big brain, and finally Chennai managed to bring one round back. That's how Chennai needs to play. You saw Multi coming in, Multi and AZ were together, and if AZ would have gone there with either trying to push in for the spike, but with knowing the spike's location, that's just smart play from Chennai, and Chennai after 7 rounds they bring back the 8th round and the first point in their favor.
Well, yes, that is definitely going to be the case. So far so good, but at the same time I feel that Chennai need a lot more of rounds like this, because well, this thrifty is definitely going to be something that they would love, and they did do very well to take that off. The first shot that we saw from Kubrick's coming onto Snorlax, that just tells you that these are players that can land those shots. It's not about having, not having the aim that they have. And well, right as we speak about that, Rossi is going to be getting one. He is going to spot the Sage, but Marani is able to land that shot and pop the heal on herself. Kubrick, he's just going to bait skills into that peak. He sees that the player's there. Well, the shock dart comes through. He's going to be collecting that kill as he will be able to overheal himself. But there is one more player right in that corner. Snorlax, he knows that there are 2 players around him. Will this get checked? He's not going to be known. He does not make a move, and there you go. He's going to be landing that headshot. He now knows there is another player at rafters, and maybe he can get a frag from there on.
But one backstab, that is AZ. This position is not getting checked. Snorlax is passing through AZ. How is this possible? Snorlax is right below him. What is this? Will anybody spot this out? Come on, no, this is just intense, and I think Snorlax will be able to pull off, but no, at the right time, AZ spots it, trigger discipline, he holds it for a couple of moments, but then he picks it up as Hellranger, the lone man standing for the side of Team Bengaluru. Will he be able to pull this off? He has pulled a 1v4 on Hyderabad, but AZ at a very good position, but he'll not know where Hellranger is. As one kill comes across, Hellranger looks like he can make this possible. He has pulled it off with Hyderabad, and with the spike in control, he might be just able to pull this back, but as he was returning, he gets punished by Chobes, as finally Chennai again finding their momentum, finding their play, and finding Bengaluru at the right spots where they can take them down rather than aggressing for kills.
Well, yes, that is going to be the case, and well, what a way for AZ to get that kill on the Snorlax. I mean, we saw it in the face cam. He was shocked. He was surprised that he got taken out from there. And well, too bad. When you hold down shift and you slow walk in Valorant, you don't make any sound, which is why a lot of players like to do that. But sometimes they make the mistake of having the knife out. That time AZ not making that mistake and making sure that he got the advantage for his team in that situation. As Chennai pick up 2 rounds in a row, it is looking a very promising thing from the side of Chennai. With 3 more rounds to go, if they can pick up even 2 more rounds, that should be huge. The wall goes up, but that's going to be a ping as Rossi is already inside side, but he dashes into the wrong direction. Kubrick collects that kill for himself. Chobesy is going to be coming in. He spots Snorlax. That's going to be an easy frag, but the last 2 remaining players, or rather the 3 remaining players from the side of Bangalore are playing this very smart. As Snacks gets 2 despite getting blinded. The spike is going to be down. The first lineup is going to get used as well. Hellranger, he's ready for the second as well. He's going to pop that as well. That is going to be landing perfectly. Skills is going to get a kill onto AZ. It's all down to Kubrick's. The Empress has been popped. He will not be getting anything because his head is going to get popped from the bullets that come out from Hellranger. And well, that is going to be 8-2 that Bangalore are going to be going up on.
I mean, it was again Chennai getting a little bit too overeager. You saw that updraft coming in from Chobes. Yes, I understand he was looking for a different positioning in terms of he can pull off a kill, but without clearing pipes completely and the entrance, you cannot just put up an updraft and be like, yes, I'll be surviving here, because you saw Snacks had a really good position. He picks off one. With the Leer coming in, he picks off another one. That's just really good game sense and your crosshair placement that Snacks played it here. Again, you can see Chobesy aggressing. He was about to be revealed, but will make his way back from pipes and finally will get revealed at pipes, but now he has made his way back to safety along with Multi. Might be able to pull off a couple of frags, but it will be divided as the toxic screen coming. Look at screen. It couldn't be a kill that SK Rossi will pull off, but he'll receive the damage out of the fight and he'll manage to go back. However, Snorlax at a really good position, picks one off. He might be looking for another one, but Chobes will miss all his blades with the right click. He was not as close as he wanted to be, and with 2 people down from the side of Chennai, the retake seems difficult as the backstab is also covered.
Well, yes, that is definitely going to be difficult as AZ is coming back. He's going to get spotted out. Skills gets that first frag, and Hellranger, he's very, very safe in this position. The lineups are ready. Snorlax gets 3k for himself. It's all down to Multi, and a flawless game coming through from the side of
Last
Bangalore.
round in the half.
Yep, Bengaluru now. Look at that. Last round coming in, Bengaluru understood that Chennai is looking forward to kills from the side of team Bengaluru, but now Bengaluru is not looking forward to provide one by one. They are going in together. They are looking forward to divide the players itself. With that Viper utility, we generally see that Viper's toxic screen going towards screens itself and dividing the site of A as well as entry from CT. But here you look at Hellranger. He had divided the site itself into 2 halves on a diagonal, and that was just worked out better for the side of team Bengaluru. But now Bengaluru on another round, the last round, they might look forward to making it a 10-2, and if they pull off a double digit right now, it's going to get difficult. But AZ is at a very good spot. He picks off 1 kill. SK Rossi picks 1, brings it back to an equalizer. AZ picks 1 more. He's playing very close to comfort here. Will he play it smart? No, Skills will manage to take him out, as Skills will bring it back to a 3v3 situation.
Well, Skills pulls it back as Snacks has gone in for that wall. He's going in for that resurrection onto Hellranger, as that is going to give them a huge man advantage. The smoke orb will get placed, and well, Hellranger, you know where he is going to be. He's going to be tucked into that cubby, making sure that he's staring at the sky and ready to go in for a lineup. And that is exactly what he needs to do. There is nothing else that he needs to do at this point of time, as Rossi is going to be getting a 3k for himself. He will not be getting a 4k because Snacks comes in and gets that frag, and that is going to be the 10-2 split that Bangalore wanted and are going to be getting.
Yep, Bengaluru are really happy. I mean, this is what I talked about. This should be a map where Bengaluru might be pulling off a 13-3, 13-4 or 13-5 at max, and Bengaluru with already double digits on the cards, they are looking forward to close it really early. And Skills on this initiator, there's no, I would say there's no diminish in terms of performance or anything like that, because he's been playing really well with his shock darts, with his recons. He's giving away position from the opponent and is still playing really well. You can see him. Yes, he's not top fragging when he's that sentinel or a duelist, but he's still picked up 11 kills for his team, and the highest is 13 from the side of team Bengaluru. And AZ is also very close to the number of highest kills from the side of Bengaluru, but his whole team isn't. So the side of team Chennai needs to start splitting up in terms of the number of kills one by one. They pick up Chobes, finds the head, but will not be able to pull it off, as Skills will recover himself. He's going in for the shock touch to prevent that entry. Will do a little bit of a damage on AZ. He's looking for some more damage, but Skills, Snorlax are cleaning up the sides itself. Snorlax picks one more. Snorlax on a 3k there, and it's up to the last player surviving. He's all the way at A lobby, and he might be picked very soon, as teams are just running towards his death, and they are not looking for him to survive for long. As Multi goes in for a jump kill, but Skills will pick up the second kill, and a flawless on defense for the side of Team Bengaluru.
Well, that's just going to be Bangalore for you. They are definitely going to be one of the best that we have in, that is definitely going to be one of the best teams that you can have seeing over here. Going forward, 11-2 is just a big scoreline for anyone to come back from, let alone against the side of Bangalore. And well, it is going to be extremely difficult going forward.
Yep, it's going to get really difficult. Already 11 rounds, an advantage for the side of defense. You can see Spectre's already very good positioning from SK Rossi. Picks off one. He's doing his spray again, and he's looking for a kill. Hellranger is really close to the side. He might be looking for some of his own, but will he be able to pick off? But all the way with the backstab, Snorlax will pick one. Snorlax will try to go back. He will receive some damage, as Kubrix will pick him off. Multi in the meantime with a very close range Stinger will able to pull off. Kubrix with a lot of martial shots will end up connecting and bring it back to an equalizer, and it looks like Chennai do stand a chance, as SK Rossi is low on HP. The heal coming through will be the only way SK Rossi will be healed.
Well, yes, that is going to be the case as Rossi does need a heal for himself right now. But again, it's not like at low HP it's going to be a problem for him. And there you go. The heal is going to be coming through. The side of Kubrix as well as Multi are going to be running away from the side of Snacks as well as Rossi. But there you go. They're going to be splitting up. One headed over from the CT side. His position is going to be probably called out. But Rossi, he's going to miss so many shots. Kubrix initially missing those shots instead, but getting that kill at the end of the day. And it's all down to Snacks now. Multi with the Marshall. He knows where Snacks has to be. Probably the ping comes through, but Multi misses so many shots. Snacks is going to be able to land some on Multi and maybe help his teammate get that kill. But it looks like Kubrix is going to be... it looks like Multi is going to be playing the smart. He goes in for that recon, but Snacks is still able to get that kill. It's all down to the Rena. She heals herself, but it's not going to be a clutch coming through because, well, Kubrix with the 4K is going to make sure that Chennai get the round on board.
Kubrix played it really well for his team. He pulled it first back with the Marshall, then his positioning right now. I mean, Multi did not have to go for that peak. Multi could have waited for his teammate to come in, but going in for a peak like that just put Kubrix in a vulnerable position. If it was a site where vertically you had no good positions to hold, it was Kubrix who would have gone down also, because in terms of HP, Snacks was really good and it would have been a difficult situation for Kubrix, but nonetheless plays it smart, plays it really well. But now starting it off on a disadvantage for the side of Team Bengaluru, where I think they are on that eco, but now with that eco coming in, still Bengaluru can pull off, because we know they will try to pull it off with Sheriffs or Marshals, but with they have Guardians and Marshals, and this should be something that should really get really interesting as Snorlax picks one. He's looking in for some more. The Oriel comes across, but Kubrix in the meantime enters side. He will pick off Snorlax, and again Chennai look forward to making this round in their favor, but SK Rossi with his Marshal will connect one more. Multi will pull it back. Rounds and bodies are falling across as Chennai is looking forward to survive for long.
Well, yes, Maharani is going to be getting one frag. Skills is going to be getting the other. Kubrix is going to fall to Hellranger, and well, it's all down to Rossi with the Marshal in hand. He needs to make this retake happen, but it looks like it's not going to be. 3 bullets in the magazine for that Spectre. The reload comes through. Rossi is trying to get a kill. He will eventually be able to get one onto Kubrix, but Maharani comes through and gets that final frag. The bonus also going in the favor of Chennai as the full buy is coming through. Maybe things change up.
Yep, Chennai finally managed to pull off 4 rounds. That's really good for them. And but now for the side of Team Bengaluru, they force botted the previous round, and if they force it again, their creds are going to get worse and worse. But now they make a call to make it and complete eco with one, I guess, full shield from the side of SK Rossi, and he is, I think, very close. Yes, he needs one ult orb and he'll be picking up his ultimate, and that's what his team will be looking forward to for him to do. And you look at that, SK Rossi dashes in, he's going to pick up the ult orb, get his ultimate online. He's already popped it, whereas the team from the side of Team Chennai is making their entry towards B.
Well, yes, the smoke orb will get placed, and that is Hellranger ready with the basically the snake bite. That is not going to be a lineup, but that is definitely going to be something that the side of the side of Chennai will have to deal with. As the Sheriff rings out, there are going to be random shots through the smoke that are trying to be connected, but Maharani realizes that Snorlax is in the corner and she is going to be getting that frag onto her. Snacks is going to pick up Kubrix instead in a refrag, but the players of Bangalore have to worry about the HP that they're sitting at. Skills is very low as there is going to be Rossi coming in from the back.
Yep, now Rossi coming in the back. He has one Blade Storm to play with. Will he be able to pull it off? Because if he does, he'll get back all his blades. But in the meantime, the side of Chennai have gone for a rotate with equal body count from both these teams. Yes, it still looks like anybody can pull off, but in terms of the weaponry that these teams have, the side of Team Chennai looks a little bit stronger. But look at this Hellranger with the Sheriff. Will try to pull it off on a kill on Chobes, but Chobes will be taken down as SK Rossi with that Vandal gotten as an advantage. Is on a 3k. He's looking for the last kill. Multi is on side. He'll be picked off very soon as Snacks lands a really good flick on with that Sheriff. He'll get the round back as it's match point for the side of Team Bengaluru.
Thrifty.
Well, Bangalore is going to be having a great map on Icebox. And well, one of the reasons that Bangalore is able to play Icebox so well consistently against any team, because we've seen this a lot of times. Some teams are very good on a map, but against a certain playstyle, they kind of break down. The reason for that being that, well, Bangalore just assumes that they are not going to be having any kind of problem on the other side of the other team, and well, that kind of does play into their favor because, well, they are not going to be having to worry about too many things. Hellranger is there to make sure that whatever problems they have to deal with, either they realize it after a mistake has been made. For example, if they don't check a certain angle and they lose because of a certain play, well, they're very quick to adapt, and that is what that is what makes Bangalore so strong. Well, right as we speak about that, we're going to be seeing equal trades come out. The Sova drone is going to be spotting AZ, and Snorlax will be landing that kill shot instantly. No time for AZ to react to anything, as Hubrix is going to get spotted. The resurrection should get popped off by the side of Maharani, and there you go, she's going to be going up with the wall. The resurrection is spotted, and they know that it's back down to a 4v4.
Yes, it's back down to a 4v4, but Hellranger on a backstab will pick one back, but in the meantime, Kubrix brings it back to an equal trade. But now with both the Reynas having their ultimate, who pops the Empress and who will be getting the better of it? Because the Empress from the side of Snorlax, he has an operator to play with. However, on the side of Kubrix, he has a better gun, but skills will manage to take him down. I mean, better gun in terms of spraying, but skills will manage to take him down. And the last person already spotted AZ at a very difficult position. He's fighting it out with the zone clone, the another Viper from the opponent, but Hellranger waits for it, waits for his crosshair to be ready, and he spots the head. He'll manage to spray it on AZ, where AZ was a little bit, I would say, eager to get Hellranger off the board there at mid, but Hellranger waits for his opportunity, manages to put the last bullet as 13-4 is where we end up on the map of Icebox, and Snorlax coming in for the team with the change in the kind of the playstyle. Still double duelist, where we thought the side of team Bengaluru will have a single duelist and play with others. With Snorlax coming in and a double duelist, it looked really well from both these teams.
Well, yes, that is definitely going to be the case, and with that, it is going to be Icebox in the favor of Bangalore. And well, there is no other way to put this, but a very good showing from the side of Bangalore, a good effort coming in from the side of Chennai as well. I mean, considering that Bangalore is such a strong team and Chennai has consistently struggled throughout this tournament, the fact that they were able to take those 4 rounds and the way that they took them, I think that was a good sign from the side of Chennai.
A really good sign, as you said. Yes, they managed to take 4 rounds and they managed to understand how the side of team Bengaluru were trying to play, how the side of team Bengaluru were trying to do a couple of rounds, and they did manage to bring a couple of rounds even further and better in terms of where they could have pulled it off. But Bengaluru at the last moment were a little bit smarter in how they were closing that round itself. Yes, their utilities were completely used up, but still man was alive, the rifle was there in their hands, and they were waiting for the sound cues, and which worked out in the side of team Bengaluru's favor. Nonetheless, Chennai did have a chance to make it a 13-5 or a 13-6, but as I mentioned, the side of Bengaluru were just smart in those last rounds and they managed to pull it off really sweet. But the side of team Chennai now heading on the second map for the day. It's going to be heaven. It's not going to be easy for even Bengaluru at this moment, because heaven is a map where we have seen Trickshot, where we have seen Chobes, where we have seen Kubrix. All these players play a little bit better in terms of a team game on the map of heaven rather than any other map. So it's going to be really interesting on how this map on the second map ends up. But in the meantime, the scoreboards, everybody from the side of team Bengaluru have managed to pull off very similar kills. Snorlax with 6 first bloods for his team pulled up really huge on his first matchup itself. Snacks, as is usual, he's been playing really well, really in terms of providing cover, providing control and things like that. He's played his role perfectly. But for the side of team Chennai, you can see the kills are varied throughout the scoreboard.
Yep, I completely agree with you. I think that the fact that Kubrix is going to be at the top of the scoreboard but not getting more than 4 rounds just tells you that, well, the side of Bangalore just had a much stronger grip, because you can see consistently 4 players in the double-digit brackets are going to be something that the side of Chennai unfortunately will not be able to pull off. So that is something that just makes the difference between an experienced team and a team that is new. I
agree with you, Dr. Dang. The side of team Bengaluru were just, I would say they were just trying to play with their new meta, that I would say, because generally on the map of Icebox they never play a double duelist, they play a single duelist. If they play a double duelist, they make sure they have I would say maybe two controllers, or still have two sentinels, because they know in terms of defense having two sentinels will play really well for them. But nonetheless, the first map played out really well. A quick reminder for all the viewers out there, we have double match tomorrow. That's your Super Sunday, or your Blockbuster Sunday as you call it. We will be having interesting matches tomorrow. But before tomorrow, after this match today, we have an interesting matchup, that is the finals of Red Bull Campus Clutch as well.
Yep, that is definitely going to be the case, as well as the next 4 days of the competition coming through. May 23rd is going to be Kolkata versus Rajasthan as the first game, and Chennai versus Punjab as the second. May 24th is going to be Kolkata taking on Mumbai. 25th is also going to be a double game day, as Rajasthan take on Bangalore and Hyderabad take on Kolkata. And well, the final game of the league season is going to be on the 26th of May. Before we head over into the playoffs, Hyderabad will be taking on Delhi, and that will be the last game in the league format for Sky League 2021.
Yeah, I mean, interesting. Yes, it's just 4 days, but the last 4 days is going to be grueling. It's going to be a fighting situation where teams, as we have talked about it, yes, they're already out for blood, but right now it's just that they want to make sure they've completely taken down, or even I would say mowed down the opponent, because Kolkata, they know how eager they are for those points, because they're so close to Delhi that they can pull off the rounds and pull off those points, where Delhi only has one map or one match to play with 3 maps, and they either have to get a bonus point or they have to get at least 2 points to make sure their position is strong. Whereas Kolkata, having 3 matches, totally 9 maps, they have a lot to pull off in terms of points, and they're very close to pulling it off. So for the 3rd and 4th, 5th position, teams need to watch out. But there is also another interesting match that is happening on Tuesday, May 25th. That's the top 2 teams, Dr. Dang. Bengaluru Crushers versus Rajasthan Strikers. That is going to be an interesting match, because at this moment it looks like Bengaluru can walk away with the points. And again, Rajasthan with their next matchup will again look forward to taking away points. But then on the last day for both of these teams, on 14th match each, it's going to be a really interesting match on seeing who will end up on the topmost position.
Well, that is going to be something that Bangalore is definitely looking to strive for. They want to be, they want to be the fact that it's just going to be another game on Icebox for this team. And well, they are someone that you cannot write off, be it Icebox, be it Haven, be it Split. Bangalore is a team that even if you think that you have the advantage on that map, you are not going to be overlooking this side. And well, that is going to be the prospect that every single team that faces Bangalore will have. Whether going to this map makes sense against Bangalore or not, because teams like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Rajasthan, even teams like Delhi are going to be having maps that are basically strong all around. They do not have a weak map. Looking at the side of Hyderabad, Bangalore and Rajasthan, I cannot look at one map and be like, all right, this is a weak map for them, because they don't know how to play that. That's not going to be the case.
Yep, I mean, Heaven is going to be an interesting map. So I'm looking forward to if this is what the side of Chennai is ready for, because Bengaluru on this map are not going to take it easy, because they've had a couple of hiccups on the map of Heaven, and I'll be looking forward to if that is corrected from the side of Team Bengaluru, because if they would not have managed to do it, Chennai can pull off a really good map on the map of Heaven, because we know, yes, this is an attacker sided map. Chennai is starting on attack. They can have a triple duelist lineup or a double duelist lineup with 2 initiators and 1 controller, 2 duelists, 2 initiators and 1 controller or 1 sentinel on how they want to play, because they give themselves more amount of flashes or more amount of entry power in terms of information, in terms of flashes, in terms of pushing them back from a site. They'll be able to pull off a lot of rounds on attack. But we know Heaven is also a map where teams have started to understand the defensive aggression or defensive attack, as you can say, because on defense itself, once they understand, okay, it's not a execution at C or B or garage, they'll try to push out from garage or C long or from B itself and make sure they get more map control. And if they have more map control, that just goes to say that your rotations can get really difficult, and once you start trying to do that, you'll be getting picked off even with your cipher traps or even your killjoy turrets placed. They will not try to counter it, where they will just wait for you to come and push them. With map control, they'll pull you off.
That is true. I think that the biggest thing about Haven that not a lot of teams can understand or figure out is going to be the fact that on defense, you don't always have to rotate from within B or from your CT spawn. You have so much more map control that you can take and look to exploit. And well, that is why Haven is going to be a map that a lot of teams either fear going to or love going to. Teams like Rajasthan love going to the map of Haven, well, because it allows them to make a variety of plays, either be it aggressive, be it passive, be it by making sure that they hold the backstab or aggressively push the backstab. Those are things that really make it interesting for the side of, for the map of Haven. But so far, it has been a map that has not been very, very comfortable on the side of a lot of teams going through, because again, it requires a lot of team coordination, it requires a lot of team chemistry more than a lot of things to make sure that you can successfully not get backstabbed or really just do what Haven does best, which is flank from defense and play really aggressive on attack. So it's just going to come down to that. You have chemistry on your team, it is going to work. But if you don't, Haven is not the map that you would want to go to.
Yep, I mean, as you mentioned, there needs to be a lot of team coordination here, whether it's an attack, whether it's on defense, because you can be flanked from defense, you can be flanked from attack. But if you're having a really good coordination in terms of utilities, in terms of somebody watching down an angle, it will get really good. Because we have seen ciphers lurk here, killjoys lurk here, even jets at certain times do lurk on this map. So it's going to get really interesting on what are the picks coming through, how the strategies come through, and as Dr. Dang mentioned, team coordination at best. Because with 3 sites on the map of Heaven, it's going to be difficult for teams to just play it out with a gun game or even with just looking out for kills, because if they do not have any kind of team coordination or even comms coming through perfectly, it'll be, I would say, a death trap that they build for themselves.
Well, yes, I think that is going to be the case. I also believe that Haven is a map that lets the opponent team box you in and kind of bait you into trying to make a play. But again, that could also be coming down to the fact that, well, teams just need a lot more time to figure out how to play defense on Haven. We've seen teams figure out attack, but very few teams have figured out how to play defense on Haven. Yes, there are a few setups out there. You have a lot of lineups with Sova, with Viper, with Raze, with so many different agents. But at the end of the day, it is not all about playing the lineups or trying to play the agent that you feel you are most comfortable on. As far as things go on Haven, on defense, it's a lot more about trying to take up map control that the opponent team gives up. And by giving up map control, I mean places that they do not look to push. If they're pushing C, A is probably going to be some A long or A short is probably something that you can take up as free map control and try to capitalize on what you get from that part of the map.
Yep, I agree with you. I mean, this is going to get interesting. The picks came through from both these teams, but we have been talking about the map of Heaven for quite a long time. But in the meantime, before heading in, what do you think? Let's make a quick prediction here, Dr. Dang. What do you think? Will this map be Chennai taking away, or will this be Bengaluru again? And if whichever team you think, what would be the scoreline?
Well, I think that this is again going to be a Bangalore map, simply by going by the fact that on the map of Haven, Bangalore has had much better days than we've seen Chennai have. But again, if Chennai are able to take this map, I will be pleasantly surprised and I will not mind it at all.
Yep, I agree with you. I mean, Bengaluru will still be able to take this up, I think, as well. But if Chennai manage to pull that team coordination, as you talked about, this can be a really good map for them. But in the meantime, it's going to be a pistol round that will be starting. Hellranger has picked up his duelist. That is what we have seen in this. And it looks to be a C execution coming through. Location getting revealed with the recon being taken from the side of team Chennai have been already tagged up. They know they're right behind at CT, and it should be a fight where SK Rossi is already taking Garage. But in the meantime, quickly the spike is getting planted for Ceylon, and now it's a 5v5 retake coming in from Chennai.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Snorlax is holding that backstab. Rossi to get the first frag. He's going to be getting Cubrix. He spots another player. Tries to land that one tap. It doesn't happen as Rossi will finally get taken out by AZ as the tripwire gets destroyed by Multi. He'll get picked up by Snorlax, and that will make a lot more differences. Hellranger gets one onto Maharani. 10 Easy is going to be getting the kill onto Maharani, but it looks like Snorlax is going to be there to finish things off. And my bad, I said I think I said Easy takes out Maharani. That was not the case. Maharani instead got taken out by a different player. I don't remember the name. I believe it was Kills. Not sure though. But still, you get the point.
Yep, it happens, Dr. Dang. Even I end up seeing feed and we're like, okay, this is the similar agent that happened, and at certain times we pick up the agent from the previous map itself, because certain times the game just gets really intense that we just get a little bit confused. But in the meantime, starting off with bonus, the side of team Bengaluru on Hellranger have made an investment, but in the meantime the backstab is also very slowly coming in, but there are trap wires which can still prevent that from happening. SK Rossi starts off huge, picks off a 3k on that Spectre. He's already mowed down the team and he's going in for more. He takes one more, he's on an ace. He looks for the last person, and I'm pretty sure nobody will deny it, but it has happened that SK Rossi a lot of times gets denied of his ace. But now Kubrick's coming on shot. His position might be known as SK Rossi is looking forward to be denied, as Snorlax will pick him up, and SK Rossi, I'm pretty sure if he sees cam, he's like, why did you do that? It was an ace. I could have picked it up. But nonetheless, it's just a very quick round from Bengaluru to close it.
Well, I don't think that Rossi minds the fact that Snorlax got the ace over there, did not get the ace over there. So going forward, I think as far as they're getting the rounds on board, they're not going to be worried too much, as I believe a tactical timeout has been called out, as it looks like Kubrix is the one who has disconnected. So maybe an internet issue, maybe a power issue, but that is something that should get sorted out really soon.
And I think we got this a little bit different. I think Chennai, the side of team Bengaluru, even though this is the map choice from the side of team Chennai, the side of team Bengaluru went for attack. I mean, that just goes to say that Bengaluru are ready for attack. Whether it's a map given in Icebox split or anything, they'll be able to pull off attack first, because we know them as a team. They pull off really constantly amazing plays coming through, and with that coming through for the side of team Bengaluru, I think they are picking it off really strong and started off with 2 rounds already. And you look at that Vandal still being the investment, and still the number of rifles that was picked up in the previous round on that advantage or bonus round or anti-eco round that you call, they're still sitting with those same buys. And if Chennai manage to lose this round, they'll be on an eco and at a very bad disadvantage on the map of Heaven.
I agree. I think that if they are going to be losing this full buy for themselves, things will only get a lot more difficult going forward, and well, that is something that Chennai will have to deal with. But so far it has only been Bangalore's game. It's so far only been the side of Bangalore showing up on the side of Haven.
Yep, I agree with you. Bengaluru have started off strong. Bengaluru are not going away anytime soon. And especially with the maps such as Heaven, we have seen a couple of maps where Bengaluru have found their footing. And Heaven is one map which goes to say that the side of team Bengaluru, when they started off this tournament, did not have a great time, because they did go down really badly in front of Hyderabad Nawabs, and no, I'm sorry. They managed to close it off really strong on the face of Hyderabad Nawabs, but then they went down in the map of Icebox. I got a little bit confused, but yes, as I said, Bengaluru have had a couple of maps really well for them, and that's what they're just doing. Icebox, with the loss that they had, they made sure they made a huge comeback, and now with Heaven already being such a good map for them, Chennai rightly contesting them on this map might be that they can pull it off. As I said, there is Chobes, there's Kubricks, there's AZ, there's a lot of players who can still pull it off, with the double duelist also being in. There's that Sentinel Killjoy who, if placed on either C or A, plays a really good control in terms of pushing back. I would say a rush coming from the side of Team Bengaluru, but they need to play it smart. They cannot just put up a turret or just an alarm bot and wait for that information and then put out a nanoswarm or something like that. If they wait for that kind of an information, you know who SK Rossi is, you know what the side of Team Bengaluru, Hellranger being that duelist, they'll not wait for the nanoswarm coming in. If there's even a slight gap of that nanoswarm being deployed a second later, the side of SK Rossi, Hellranger would have already entered into side, and that will be bye-bye to Chobes on that Killjoy.
Yep, that is definitely going to be something that, you know, the side of Chennai will have to think about, because they do have Killjoy and they can play those retakes, but they really have to coordinate with her to make sure that they can do that, because if they don't, it's not going to be a beautiful sight. As far as things go on the side of Bangalore, well, they've only gone in for the Cypher. Now, the good thing about Cypher is that, well, he might not really be as strong as holding down one side as a Killjoy, but he is going to be a lot more useful and a lot more flexible on the side of attack compared to a Killjoy. So you do lose a little bit of, as you can say, how do you put this? You lose a little bit of influence on the Sentinel, but you do gain that back in terms of, well, flexibility on attack as well as defense. Staying far away from utility and still being able to use it, that is exactly why the Cypher is going to be so good. Now, coming back to what we are looking forward for is going to be the round starting off in between the maps of, or rather between the teams of Chennai as well as Bangalore on the map of Haven. So, Lucifer, who do you think is going to take this full buy? Because it looks like Chennai does have some strategies, it's just that they need to implement them well.
As we talked about it, Dr. Dang, just before the stream started or the map started itself, team coordination is what we see at certain times being missed out from the side of Team Chennai, because one person goes in for an aggressive pin and another right behind him will try to pull off something else, because of which one person gets picked out very early, and I think that's where the issue stands. But Chennai, with this full buy coming in, if they manage to pull off their defense really well, as we have talked about and as you mentioned, look at the lineups and those placements of those nanoswarms coming from that Killjoy, Chennai has a really good chance because the opponent has 3 Spectres to play with. So I think Chennai can pull this off, but with only one person who's pulled off 3 kills, they need to make sure they make it a better 3 game here.
Yep, I completely agree with you. Skills is going to be starting things off. The Kubricks is already off the board. Rossi is going to be dropping the cloud cover. He spots the player. AZ is also going to get pinged as Rossi is looking to take advantage of that. Hellranger going in with the run and back. He spots the Rena. He gets taken out. He is going to be getting a heal, but not for long. As the blade comes out at the right time, Chubsy is going to be falling. Snacks is going to be getting another frag, as it's all down to Multi, who is still trying to get past that tripwire, as it looks like that's going to give his position away.
Yep, his position known. They'll not be letting him survive because they know he has a rifle to play with. Multi will pick off a kill on Hellranger. He was just jumping across, but SK Rossi with his blades, he's going in. He's not going to let this go away. His position will be known, as Multi is trying to stay safe on the attacker spawn, but not for long. He's getting boxed in from both the position. Picks off one more. He already on a 3k, 4k. Will it be an ace? But Snorlax and a reload coming in. Snorlax will be the reason Multi missed out on his ace with the reload. What a survival pulled out from Multi there.
Well, that is going to be something that, you know, the side of Bangalore is just so good at that. Well, despite that 4K coming through. There was no way that Multi was going to get the defuse off. So, well, at that point of time, Bangalore was like, you know what? Doesn't really make any difference. Why not just have some fun and try to push this player?
It was really close. Multi could have pulled an ace off. I would really like, because we have seen times like this that somebody could pull off an ace, but even though he got 5 kills, it would not been an ace for the sole reason that he would have lost that round and it would have not have counted. But now again, with this eco round coming in, losing 2 players already, 3 players make it, and look at the last player. He should be going down very soon. Skills knows that it's the obvious position somebody to hide in, because they did spot out somebody at garage window, and now with all the players lost,
Spike
Multi
planted.
with a classic will not be able to pull off a close to ace or 5 kills. Now as Hell Ranger will clean it up, and a flawless rolls in for Bengaluru. And this is what I talked about, not having team coordination or not ready on back-to-back is where Chennai is falling, and we can see that already. You can see Multi pulled off a 4K for the only reason that they pushed him. Otherwise it was easy with just 3 kills, and he's still at 3 kills for the side of Team Chennai, whereas everybody else still at 0 after 4 rounds.
Well, that is going to be something that Chennai was in the previous position as well on Icebox. So maybe things turn around, maybe they don't. We will just have to see. It took 7 rounds for the side of Chennai to finally get a kill, a round on board on the match of Icebox. Maybe that is going to be the case here as well, because Snacks pushing in is going to get easy despite the Empress getting popped. Skills is going to get choked as well. That's going to be huge. Rossi dashing into sight. The paranoia is not going to be connecting. The last 3 players from the side of Chennai have a big task in front of them. Multi as well as Shobzi as well.
Spike planted.
Multi Kubricks as well as their Omen is going to be having to do a lot of work. Well, there you go. It's going to be a lineup coming through. Kubricks is going to be getting that first frag with the operator. They look to be trying to save that. Maran is going to be picking up one onto Rossi as well. And well, there you go. It's going to be a dark cover getting dropped. Snacks is going to be under heaven, but the hot hands are going to be coming in through from the side of Hell Ranger. He might just get a pick, and there you go. Marani is going to be falling. It's all down to the last 2 remaining players. They're just going to be trying to save for that operator, because well, that is a huge investment.
Yep, I agree with you. I mean, with that operator being online, they need to save it. But again, Multi is going in slowly. With the camera being there, his position might be known, but now they are not looking forward to push him. Yes, his position, as I said, gets revealed. He will be about to get tagged, but the timer will help in his favor, as he'll be reset and brought back to their defender spawn. Now with the operator saved as well as a rifle, the side of Team Chennai needs to try and play this, and now they have forced the round, they forced the matter. They've already lost 5 rounds, but we have talked about this in the tournament, that after 5 rounds is where the actual game begins, because this is the round, the 6th round, where teams understand how the opponent is functioning.
I agree. I think that the fact remains that, well, you cannot expect to win a game if you just if you're just going to be focused on trying to do what you plan to do. And that is exactly what I feel Chennai is falling into the trap of right now. If they do look at the way Bangalore is playing, well, Bangalore is just committing to one side and trying to take it as fast as possible. Well, what can you do in that situation is try to go in for multi-level or just go for backstabs. Try to make that a different way of looking to take things out. As well, Chobzi is going to be taking some damage. Rossi and Hellranger both get a kill, but it looks like Hellranger is going to be adding to that. It's all down to Kubricks. Again, the operator in hand, but the flash is going to be coming through. He tries to dash away, but not for long, because he will get picked up. The operator does not even need to be recovered, because, well, there is more than enough cash on the side of Bangalore to try and buy one if they do want to.
I mean, look at Eskeros. He is not looking for that operator. He's playing on his rifle. He's moving in either with a Vandal or with a Phantom, and he's making sure he works it out really well. And now, as I said, if the 6th round does not work, they're going to go for an eco, and it'll not be that great. Multi, yes, saving his rifle in the previous round, made sure he has creds now, and he goes in for the Spectre. However, for his team, he should have pulled off a complete eco with now 400. it will be a chance where Multi will still be getting amount of creds as well as his team for the next round. But having an Eco playing it together would have been a really good call out, as well as trying to do a lot of damage in their eco round itself. If they do not manage to do it and Multi's buy does not work out for him, he'll end up being in a half shield, or he himself alone will end up being on an eco. So he needs to be wary about that. But in the meantime, the Blade Storm popped from Kubrick. He's looking forward to a different position in terms of side, but SK Rossi and Hell Ranger managed to take off 2 people on side and take control of site itself. And now with such difficulty from the side of Team Chennai, SK Rossi is just pushing in. He's not stopping. This man is just crazy. He's popped one more. It's all up to Multi, who was at heaven. He picks off one. He goes in for another one, but with the 4K, SK Rossi cleans the side as well as Chennai for the 7th round victory.
Well, that is going to be the start that the side of this team wanted. And well, they are going to be getting that. 7 rounds on the board is huge. And as far as things go, it just, there is no other way to put this, that the side of Bangalore is so dominating on the map of Haven as well. You just have to give it to them, that well, they are a team that deserves the respect that they have. And well, unless there is going to be someone who comes in to dethrone them, it's not going to be coming down. They're not a team that's going to be backing off anytime soon.
I mean, Bengaluru, as we talked about, they are just going for domination. They do not care who the opponent is. End of the day, they need the victory, they need those points, and they're rightly doing that. They're not even backing off. They're not even looking forward to, okay, let's just look out and try to play it slow, let's just play some new strategy or something. They're just outright fragging for their team, pulling a lot of kills, pulling those points which is necessary, because now that they've made their position so close to Rajasthan, you know where they stand at. They're like, we have pulled up so close, why don't we take over? Why don't we take over at the last moment where Rajasthan thought that we are on top, we are dominating, and nobody is there to defeat us? They have somebody to worry about. And this team, which came from loss and not flawless victories initially, is just outright blasting through the tournament.
Well, yes, that is definitely going to be the case. And well, we have stressed this enough, but for Kolkata and Delhi, these last 3 days are going to be huge. The first 3 for Kolkata, because they have 3 games left. They're going to have to finish those off on a positive note for themselves. And well, if they are able to do that, well, that will be something that will be great for the side of Kolkata. But heading back into this game, well, that is just going to be something that we're going to have to see how it pans out.
Yep, now with the operator coming in, Kubrick again, he has cover from his teammate, but the garage was not being watched. He just switches up his aim, but he needs to be worried about Shillong as well. Snorlax will pick 1 kill. There's a backstab also happening from him. He'll not be ready for it. SK Rossi will pick 1 off. Already 2 people out of the board. SK Rossi picks 1 more. Snorlax picks 1 more. As people keep falling down, it's all up to Maharani. Picks 1, but SK Rossi with a 3K will close this round to 8-0. On Chennai's pick, and Chennai did not think this is what would have happened to them on the map of Heaven, where it's complete. Even we did not see this on the map of Icebox. It's just becoming even more dominating match on the map of Heaven. They're just outright stopping the side of Team Chennai from executing anything on this map.
Yep, I mean, that is something that unfortunately for Chennai is not gone in their favor just yet. They're trying to go in for those backstabs, as I said, but they're just getting caught off guard. They need to figure out a smarter way to do that. And well, so far Chennai has been unable to do exactly that. But again, this could be changing in the coming rounds. We saw them take 7 rounds before they were finally able to pull one back on the map of Icebox. Maybe we just have to give them a little more time, as Rossi is going to be sneaking in. Skills is going in for that plant. They've given up Seaside completely. They don't even have control towards Link. How is Chennai going to be coming back from this? It looks like the players are just going to get spotted. Rossi, Maharani, Kubrick with 2 is finally going to net Chennai an advantage, with Maharani going in with that teleporter. or rather with that from the shadows, is now going to be in a very good position to try and defuse that spike off. But as the curveball comes in, it's going to be one player gets spotted out. The second curveball comes in. The Sova is going to be running into Garage. He gets that kill. It's all down to Cypher. He's playing that inside the smoke. The paranoia comes out. He knows exactly where the players are. Drops the Cypher cage for himself. The plant is going to get pinged. He gets both. Snorlax is going to get a clutch and 9 rounds on board for the side of Bangalore.
Hello. Okay, what just happened there? They knew where that last player was. Paranoia connected with him. He still stayed alive. He still pushed from his own cage. And with 2 people surviving, Chennai could not pull it off. What a play from Snorlax that was timed it perfectly. He knew the tag came across. He did not give cues. You saw that, Dr. Dang. He was shift walking, slowly managed to make his way out and took that person out. That's just amazing play coming from the side of Team Bengaluru. And that's what we know of Bengaluru for. Wait, what? Hello, Hellraiser? What was that shot?
Oh
my God.
Not sure, but he's just going to be landing that.
Okay. That's all. Okay, Hellraiser.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hellraiser is going to be picking up multi as well.
know exactly
Chubsy is going to be coming in. He gets rid of Rossi. That's a big kill. But the last player, or rather the second last player, is going to be pinged. Maharani is going to get taken out. It's all down to Chubsy. He tries to run away, but Hellraiser, he's not going to be letting you do that. He's going to be netting that kill as 10-0 up. Oh boy.
Okay. Hellraiser started things off really weird just before I ended the previous round. How? Like, this is what we say. The side of Team Bengaluru, irrespective of the situation that they are in, they are calm and composed and pull off that round. And that's what they are just doing right here. Already double digits. I think the side of Team Bengaluru have a really good situation where they can pull off a 13-0 here. But they need to be sure that they make it a 12-0 here. And the pistol round, they pull it off immediately. Because pistol round sometimes are really difficult from the opponent side. Where Chennai has almost have had a really good chance to pull it off here. SK Rossi makes his way into side. Misses a lot of blades. Will land it on the Killjoy, but then will get taken down on Kubrix. I was trying to put things down on him as Kubrix holding C-side will prevent that entry from happening, will take down 2 people as he gets it back to an advantage. Multi will pick 1 on Snorlax. Hellraiser still surviving with his curveball coming through. He'll take 1 person. AZ down the board. He's getting boxed in. He'll be able to pull this off as he takes down Kubrix. That's a very important kill coming through. And the spike in his hands. He'll be able to pull it off. But the ultimate coming through. Multi does not tag him at the first sight as Hellraiser only with jumps will manage to dodge it. And it looks like Multi is at a very difficult situation, unable to tag Hellraiser.
Well, yes, Multi will be pushing into Garage as Hellraiser, I believe, has understood exactly where he is. And well, did we really expect Hellraiser to lose a clutch? I am sorry. No, that's not going to be happening. Hellraiser is going to be getting that clutch on his side. And well, so far it's just been an extremely difficult game for the side of Chennai. But Bangalore, like, calm down, my friends.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is... I'm not even sure what this game is panning out to be, because look at SK Rossi already on the first split. Still the last round he's already on 21 kills and he does not look to stop. He's like, remove that barrier right now, I want to go. He's not even waiting for the barrier, he's just pressing the WQ. You can see he's already made his way into sight. Maharani hiding there still, but will be unable to pull it off. SK Rossi picks up another one. Maharani still is holding that trigger discipline, but will she be able to pull it off? No, waits for too long, misses her opportunity as Kills will pick 1, Snorlax will pick 1 more, and it's up to the last person who has popped it up, Chobes. Yes, that will get placed, will get the time to completely take through, but look at Snorlax's position. His sound cues have been really well heard from Chobes. He'll manage to take him out, upgrade his situation in terms of weaponry, but will he be able to pull off a 1v4 clutch? That's a very difficult and a hard ask from him as everybody's trying to rush. He picks 1, but that's all he has and is written on the cards as Hellraiser will pull it back, and he does not even use his ultimate for that as he's like, everything is done, let's just use our utilities. And with 12-0, the side of Team Chennai have a very, very hard stop, I would say, in front of them, because now starting on defense, it's just going to get worse on the map of heaven.
Yep, that is definitely going to be the case. 12-0 up as it's all smiles on the side of Bangalore, but there are some tense faces on the side of Chennai, and well, you can't blame them. They're down 12-0. They're about to lose this match, probably in a flawless way, but still, there is going to be that 1% chance that you can expect a comeback. That is something that we have come to expect from a lot of sports, not just esports, be it Valorant, be it football, be it cricket. There is always that small opportunity, and well, all that a team needs sometimes is that small opportunity to change things about. But it is going to be coming through as Skills is going to be getting a kill onto Multi. There is going to be Rossi getting one more. Easy gets that refrag, but Skills is going to put an end to Easy. Marani picks one up, but Hellranger, he's watching mid. He gets that kill, and Snacks to finish it off in a flawless way. 13-0 on the side of Bangalore on the map of Haven. And what do we say about this? Nothing. There's nothing left to say.
There's nothing left to say. I mean, the side of Bengaluru just walked over the side of Team Chennai on the map of heaven, and look at them, their smiles all across. They're so happy with the number of kills that they've pulled. Everybody from the side of Team Bengaluru pull these games really well. I mean, that just goes to say how well they are in terms of their utility usage. You saw, even though Kappa was not there, Skills with his recons, he got a shock dart kill twice, or I think thrice already. And if he's managing to do that, Skills is just on another level in terms of an agent playstyle, because if that player is able to play a duelist, is able to play a sentinel, is able to play a controller, and now he's showing himself as an initiator, you have to be worried about this man. Yes, SK Rossi is picking a lot of kills, but this man alone, he'll be something that you have to watch out for, because if he can play so many varied characters in a matchup itself, he's a hard one that you would be having a tough time to removing him out of a round itself.
I agree. I think that it is extremely important for the side of it is going to be extremely important for the side of Chennai to try and pick something up on the map of Split, because so far only 4 rounds in 2 maps. That's what Chennai has been able to get.
Only 4 rounds. I mean, that's even tough for team to pull it off on front of Bengaluru, but Chennai managed to pull off in the first map. I will give that to them, but on this map of heaven, they did not even stand a chance to do anything. I mean, look at SK Rossi already with 23 kills, 8 deaths, and a 13-0 for his team, 4 first bloods. He never stopped, and 474 is his average combat score. His average combat score, we have seen it to be at 500, 550 in one match, I guess, where he was around 30 to 40 kills in that match, and that's how his average combat. But with just 23 kills, he's not at 300, he's at 474. This man was outright fragging, and right behind him, Hellranger on this Phoenix. We have seen him that in a matchup of heaven, he's always picking up that Phoenix. He's not far behind with 19 kills. He's at 369 and only 3 deaths. And Snorlax, who's playing his tournament for the first time for the side of Team Bengaluru, on their last matches, 11 kills with only 2 deaths and has 3 first bloods for a sentinel. That just goes to say that the side of Team Bengaluru, whoever they're playing with, whatever that player is trying to do, they make sure they are well versed, well composed, and have really good comms together. Because for somebody to come in new and be ready to play it with a team, all of a sudden in between, I would say after 15, 20, 30 maps that the side of Bengaluru have played, and then somebody comes in new, it's not easy to gel in so fast. But Snorlax manages to do here. Skills still playing that Sova, managed to pull it off really well. Snacks, always, we've known him, he always is there for the team, provides the cover which is needed, and based on that they make the plays, and Snacks is playing his role really well. I mean, the number of kills, not something to get too excited about for Snacks, but he has been playing the role, and that's what is more important. However, on the side of Team Chennai, nobody has even managed to pull off double digits. You can see the whole of team Chennai have only one first blood. I mean, that just goes to say that pure dominance was executed from the side of team Bengaluru on the map of heaven.
Yep, that is true. The only time the first blood went in the favor of Chennai was also not a round that they were able to capitalize on. So, head well, sorry about that. But heading over to Split, it's really just going to be a lot more of the similar situation that we just saw. You are not going to be getting a reprieve from the side of Bangalore's aggression. You will have to make sure that whatever site you're trying to hold, you either hold it the way that it is meant to be with utility, or you get out of there, because with 3 men coming in from the side of Bangalore, you are not going to be allowed to hold that safely.
Yep, I agree with you, Dr. Dang. I mean, the side of Team Bengaluru just walked away with sheer dominance on the map of heaven, even though it was a choice of Chennai to play this map. But you do understand it does happen, because Bengaluru at this momentum, they are walking away with huge strides. And as I said initially during the start, they managed to take down Delhi in a similar fashion. The rounds were never close, even though Delhi was one of the top teams when we started this tournament off. So that just goes to say that Bengaluru as a team have improved and become really huge, and that's the reason that the side of team Bengaluru are pulling this off. I mean, that's not an easy task, but Bengaluru is managing to do that. And I wouldn't say Chennai is at fault. Chennai is playing something weird, or Chennai is not showing up good in this matchup, because we saw they did have a lot of rounds where they brought it up to the only one person standing, and that one person we know, whether it's Hellranger, whether it's Skills, whether it's SK Rossi, or anybody from the opponents, even Snorlax was the one of at one match he was surviving and he pulled it off. That just goes to say that the side of team Bengaluru were ready for any kind of situations in terms of either a sole player surviving, or if it's everybody taken down or things like that. The side of Bengaluru were prepared well for the map of heaven. But now walking into Split, I would say this is just becoming a day where Bengaluru have picked all their playground matches. Yes, Chennai picked one of their own, but as I mentioned, Heaven is a map where the side of Team Bengaluru have had really good matches, and they've showed up dominance, and they'll not let that go away. And again, Split coming, we saw that the dominant performance coming in front of Punjab Pinnacles on Split. Even though Punjab managed to pick, the side of Team Punjab did not at all have a great day. They were just getting picked right, left and center from any and every angle that they tried to push. It was their duelist going down or their initiator going down, and once these both players went down, the side of Bengaluru had really amazing days. Chennai came close on the map of heaven as well as Icebox, but they could not close the round and clutch it in their favor. So will that be the case again happening on Split? Yet to be watched. What do you think, Dr. Dang?
Well, I think that heading forward, it's going to be a lot more difficult for the side of Chennai to really deny the bonus on the map of Split, because again, the last time that they played Bangalore, not a good story on Split. They got, they basically got run over. But coming back to this map, unless Chennai has made some drastic changes to the way that they play this map out, I think it is going to be not the same story, but it is going to be something that is similar. And well, that is something that, well, at the end of the day, is going to be exactly what the side of Bangalore want. Well, Bangalore want the bonus points. They're going to be getting the bonus points on their side, and sitting at the second position by only a half-point margin is something that Rajasthan will have to look out for, because they're only in the first position with that half point. If Chennai gets defeated by Bangalore here, Bangalore gets this 2.5 points, they go up 1.5 points up, and well, then maybe Hyderabad could be looking to take down the side of Rajasthan and try to get a win there.
This is why, Dr. Dang, we mentioned that bonus points are really important. Now, the side of Team Rajasthan are facing that deficit of the bonus points that they lost in a couple of matches, and them losing those bonus points are the sole reason that Bengaluru have matched them up so quickly. And as you mentioned, if Bengaluru walk away with a flawless victory, they'll be at a 1.5 point advantage, whereas Rajasthan right now, just before the match, stood at only 0.5 advantage. And that just goes to say that can be just vanished within a second after this matchup that happens, and Bengaluru, with their last match to play with Rajasthan, will be looking forward to their top position. And as you mentioned, Hyderabad can have a chance to get close because their match, they have 2 more matches to play, and one of them with this Delhi. And if they manage to get both of them, Hyderabad, if they manage to close in on Rajasthan and take away the second position, the last moment of the day, or the last day, either the 25th or the 26th of the May, if that ends up happening, because the last match is of Hyderabad on May 26th, and if that does happen, Rajasthan will be feeling bad for themselves because started off strong, held the first position for a longest time, I would say, in this tournament, but at the last moment when it was much needed, they ended up qualifying and still being in the eliminator.
Yep, that is true. I think that the last time Rajasthan came so close to getting this win, well, it just kind of was a close thing that they were able to pull off. But at the end of the day, it will be coming down to the fact that first or second, you're going to be having the same opportunities. It is still going to be qualifier 1 for both those teams. You are still going to be getting a second chance if you do lose that game out. So that is just something that we will have to see going forward. But as far as things go for Chennai, it's not looking good at all.
It's a tough battle, Dr. Dang. I mean, Chennai, every time I would say that they have tried to change in terms of what they play or how they play in terms of either agent selection or in strategies. They change it up and immediately they face the wrath of the opponent who just have improved from their previous matchup. That just goes to say, you see Chennai battled it on Hyderabad where they managed to show up a very dominant performance, but after which Hyderabad, like I would say, had a double or triple times their change in performance and change in their pace. And the next time that they faced Chennai did not have a great day at all. And that just goes to say that how much ever Chennai tried to improve, they did not have that much of a change in terms of their performance, in terms to 2 to 3 or 5x of their opponent itself, and they've been just facing those kind of opponents every time. So Chennai, I would say, they are at a slow start in terms of improving. They just need to make sure they do it, I would say, even better. That if they are at 2x right now, they have to start changing into 4x, 5x and 6x in terms of their gameplay, in terms of their strategies, and especially their team coordination, which we see highly that's being lacked out during every matches. Because we saw in this map of Heaven also, yes, there were 2 people holding down the side, but both of them were watching inside. I mean, both of them were watching C-Long. But as soon as Kubrick's realized, okay, it's a garage rush happening, he managed to take down the ultimate from Phoenix. But his C-Long was not being watched from, I think, Chobes. Chobes has left that position to help out Kubrick's again at garage. I mean, I'm not sure why both of them are watching that angle. Where Skills, you saw, managed to pick off Chobes there. And once Chobes was picked, back of Kubrick's was completely open for putting down bullets and taking him down with even an operator. Because you know, operator, once a shot is whiffed, you have an animation to come through, and if you try to play it out into front of a rifle and you're switching into your classic or even your pistol, any other than Frenzy or Sheriff, it'll be a bit too late because somebody else will have their crosshairs already on your head and they'll pop it out. And that's what happened for the side of Kubrick's as well as Chobes on C-Long. And that's what team coordination in terms of where they're looking out for each other is a little bit of lacking. And as we said, the side of Team Bengaluru do not stop just because one ultimate was taken down or just because one player was taken down and they have all of a sudden have a disadvantage in terms of members. They still go ahead and put out the bang on performance.
Well, so it is going to be time to head over to the map of Split and see whether Chennai can pull back a few rounds here or there. Let's see
is what it is. And you can see Bengaluru already with their picks coming in. Hellranger picks up a race again. This is the agent that I said we have not seen a lot. I think this is the second or third time he's picked up. Snacks with the Reina coming in. Snorlax goes in for an Omen. Sky coming in for Skills as well as SK Rossi. picks his jet back, and this is an interesting pick coming in with a triple duelist lineup, one initiator and one controller. The side of Team Bengaluru are looking forward to having a couple of flashes and play with the same, and I think they should be able to pull it off. But nonetheless, the side of Team Chennai might be able to pull it off on defense, because as we know, the map of Split is highly defense favored, and for them to pull it off, they need to make sure the defense is strong, and they pick up 2 Sentinel, Cypher and a Sage, AZ on the controller, Jet, as well as one initiator being picked from the side of Team Chennai. Chennai looks like they have a good composition coming through, but they need to make sure that they are able to close this map, or it'll get difficult for them, as things will not seem great. And if things don't seem great for the side of Team Chennai, we saw already a 13-0, a 13-4, and Split is not going to get any better if they're not ready for what the side of Team Bengaluru is about to bring, because Chob's back on his Jet and Kubrick's back on his Raze seems like really good picks coming in from both these players. But this is what we have talked about. The side of Team Chennai have been playing and switching up agents all the time. You saw Chob's switch to a Killjoy, to a Jet, and back to a Killjoy in the map of Heaven. And the side of Team Chennai, in terms of their aim game, really good, but they've been changing the agents that they play constantly. I think that's where they're also lacking, along with team coordination, because before mastering an agent, they are getting changed up to a different agent. We have seen RVK, who plays the Jet on map of Icebox, where Knight Rider plays on the Sage. That's just their team feeling really good about that agent in a particular map, but not every time they play a different map that they keep changing strategy. But SK Rossi entering, look at them, he's giving so much cues, but he does not worry about it. Already picks off Chobs, he's going in for clearing the Sky. Maharani picks one, but that's all she gets, as Skills will pick one, Snorlax will pick one, Multi from a backstab at Vents will pick one, but he is surviving along with Kubrick's on a backstab, as well as Multi might be able to pull it off, but with 3 people surviving, SK Rossi not stopping, he's already gone in for I would say a 2k, and now Multi picking him off. It's all up to Multi, where he's trying to fight it off with Skills as well as Snacks, and it's not going to get easy. Snacks spots him out, and Skills knows what's going to happen. He's going to rip that head apart, and he does it, as Skills picked off a 2k for himself. Bengaluru already starting things off very fast. Man, oh man, a very quick round at the side of Team Bengaluru, pulling this round off. And as I said, this is not going to be a map that's going to be a little bit better in terms of play for the side of Team Chennai, for the sole reason that they just walked away with a 13-0 loss. Their morale not great, the confidence not great. However, on the side of Team Bengaluru, really confident, but if they get slightly overconfident, that's going to get difficult. I mean, irrespective of how good you are in terms of being with your aim or the player's playstyle itself, if you get a wee bit overconfident, that'll be getting very difficult for you. But in the meantime, look at where AEZ was heading. AEZ was going in, saving himself, but Snacks goes in with a Leer, but still gets picked off, and Rossi will manage to trade it out, but Rossi is not stopping. Again with 46 HP, does not care about what is happening to him. He's already made his way into the Heaven. He'll pick one, Snorlax will pick one, Kubrick will manage to trade him out and get himself SMG to play with, but Hellranger says no, you're not taking an advantage on my man, and I'm going to bring it back as Multi, the last man surviving, is just looking for exit frags, standing at his position. So I'm looking forward to, will he be able to pull it off, or it's going to get difficult, because exit frags are also not a thing that you can pull, my friend from Bengaluru.
Well, that is true. Bangalore is not a team that gives you anything for free, whether it be a weapon, whether it be exit frags. It's not going to be something that you will be getting for free. And as the spike is going to get exploded, Multi will walk right into that so that he can get those extra creds for the next round and get a better buy for his team. But so far, Bangalore getting the advantage from the get-go, getting those 2 rounds on board. The full buy is really going to tell us whether we see a change or we see a similar thing start off.
I mean, chain reaction, we saw it already on the map of Heaven. If it still happens here, really good. But look at this, like, utilities from the side of Sky. I really like how those utilities have been carved up from the side of Riot to bring in for Sky, because they are really amazing to see. Now the Paranoia connecting with SK Rossi immediately on the round will manage to be taken down, as AAZ will pick one off. That's an important player off the board, but that was really well played in terms of utility play, and now they need to make sure they get things a little bit slowed down. Otherwise still Bengaluru will capitalize on the same positioning and the same fight.
Yep, that is definitely true. Bangalore just understanding that there is too much utility on this particular side of the map, and maybe we have to change things up. But AZ tries to get away from that paint shell. He gets taken out, as Snacks will be getting another one. Kubrix is going to get taken out. The push in towards site, just so well coordinated from the side of Bangalore, as finally Chobsy is going to be coming in. We're down to a 3v3, but Hellranger is going to be getting the spike down.
Yep, and 3v3 is the situation. A retake needs to come. Yes, they do have rifle advantages, but look at the Snorlax. He's ready at A main, but there is one backstab from Multi he needs to be worried about, and Snorlax is looking at a very different position, and finally gets picked off as Maharani will pick two for herself. And finally Chennai managed to bring back for the sole reason they were playing together, and the push came together as a team. If that did not happen, Chennai again would have crumbled and lost the round. However, pulling it back, this was a very important round. This was their full buy round, and Chennai managing to close it. Now the last buy coming from the side of Team Bengaluru. This should be an equalizer that Chennai should also be able to pull off.
Well, that is going to be the first round in 15 rounds that Chennai has pulled off. Or, I mean, it could be more, like the difference could be more, but so far it almost feels as if
let's get set up.
The side of Chennai are finally going to be getting something back from all the efforts that they have been trying to pull off with. As the round is going to get started, Multi with a good camp placement, though it's going to be right in front of the players pushing through. The first Sky Flash goes in. They will not be pushing this because, well, they know that there is going to be a slow on, but Hellranger just tries to make his way to heaven, gets taken out. Rossi is going to get Kubrix right in their faces. Easy is going to try to swing around box and picks up nothing other than a little bit of damage on the side of Sky, as he gets taken out as well. We're down to a 4v2 retake coming through from the side of this team, as Rossi is going to be missing a updraft as well as a dash, but he's not going to be missing the shot. He's going to be getting that kill as a 4k rolls in for Rossi. Bangalore go back to their winning ways.
I mean, that was a round that Chennai could have still held back. You see, again, it's like AZ started a pick off. Kubrix is like, I can also get a pick off. But if there is a heaven execution coming through, you should be worried about somebody being at B main, and you cannot blindly push through a dark cover which your own teammate has placed in your best interest. And for Kubrix to do that, just opened up the map, and you saw AEZ just crumble to the floor because so many people rushing to him. He does not know what to do because so much map area opened up. It'll get difficult, but again, it looks to be a quick rush into ramps. SK Rossi picks one, picks two. He's going in for another one. He's already on a 3k. He takes down on vent. He's going in for CT. He's not even thinking about a reload. He's picked one. He's up to an ace. Will he be able to pull? And yes, it is a beautiful way and a quick ace. This was from SK Rossi, and this man is at 5 aces in this tournament alone.
Well, that is just Rossi for you. That is Rossi is just unstoppable. He is absolutely unstoppable. The fact that the man just has not just 5 aces. 5 aces is fine. 5 aces is something that you can say that, all right, a good player in the right circumstance might be able to get 5 aces. Yes, understandable. But it seems as if Rossi just gets aces whenever he feels like it, and that is what is scary, because if you look at the number of 4Ks and 3Ks that Rossi has, it's probably going to be a lot more than so many more players in the tournament. There might be someone who has more 3Ks and 4Ks than Ross, but I'm not sure about it. And if we do actually go into statistics maybe and figure out who exactly is going to be those players, I'm pretty sure that Rossi is going to be at least in the top 3. If not, he is going to be the top 1.
I agree with you. He's had a lot of 3Ks, 4Ks, 2Ks to start things off, and he's pulled it off really well. I mean, SK Rossi was one of those Jets who has had a lot of 4Ks and still not ended up an ace, because we understand he's also okay with it, because at the end of the day it's only about winning that match and winning that round, and that's been working out for the side of team Bengaluru, and Bengaluru have been pulling that off really well. And this ace coming through, I mean, we as players, we end up reloading every 5-10 bullets that we spray. This man you saw with an complete mag went through, took down 4 people, then he's like, no, I'm not going in for a reload, I don't care, I know the last person is here, switched into a classic and takes a head-on battle with a rifle and managed to take up that classic kill on Maharani to end things off and get an ace. And as you mentioned, he's going to be topping on most of the statistics table. I mean, 4Ks, 3Ks, 2Ks, aces, number of kills which he's already doing, and most number of kills also picked. It's already a Rossi versus Rossi and Ghost battle, and we are looking forward to making it a Rossi v Rossi v Rossi. And Rossi is just Rossi, that's all we can say. Rossi is just Rossi. That's the end of the story, because explaining or telling something about him a lot, even we are falling short of maybe even trying to figure out a word.
Well, the fact that he makes those plays so fast, the fact that he makes those plays just instantly out of nowhere, you do not expect Rossi to get an ace, and then suddenly you realize, oh wait, there's a 3K, there is a possibility for an ace, oh, a 4K, alright, someone else took that kill, or oh wait, Rossi is just going to be insane and he gets another frag, and that's going to be the ace. And that is how things start out for the side. You know, that's how things start out for the side of for this player. Like, just according to his own will is what he gets. And being on the Jet, he has that advantage of having the movement in the favor of himself, because again, as a Jet, you can updraft, you can dash away, you can use cloud burst quickly to change positions, but the fact still remains that he makes it look easy. He makes utility usage, dashing, updrafting, movement with Jet seem easy, which is not going to be the case.
I agree with you, Dr. Anang. It's not at all easy to play Jet as a character, because her movement style is not something that you will find in other duelists. Yes, you can pick up a Reyna, yes, you can pick up a Phoenix. They have only horizontal movement to play with, they do not have a lot of vertical movements. But Jet and Raze, and Jet, one of agents which has a lot of vertical movements that you have to be worried about, because even on the slightest wrong tailwind or updraft that you do is enough for your opponent to take out. Whereas from the side of Raze, her movement generally happens in terms of sashels when they want to directly move into a site and take a lot of huge strides, which does work out, and you do not end up giving a kill very easily with her with the satchel boost, I would say, for Raze, for the sole reason her movement is in terms of a way. But for the side of Jet, it's straight up or straight ahead, and that is where you have to be worried about, because as players, I mean, me and Dr. Dang will always say, if we try to play with Jet like that, we are the first people to be taken out, rather than when we see Rossi, who just makes it look very easy for that Jet play.
I agree. I think that it just goes to show that Jet might be one of the favorite agents that everyone has, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy to play. And anyone who has spent any time in Valorant trying to play Jet is just going to realize that instantly. You play Jet against players who know what they're trying to do and know how to counter a Jet, you will realize how difficult it is to play that agent. And well, we've had enough to talk about the side of Rossi. It's time to head back into the game and try to understand what is going to be the case over here.
Yep, I mean, it's not at all easy to play any agents in terms of either a controller or an initiator or anything, just for the reason, now take a Sky, if you're not able to put your hawks properly and get that blind through and that flash through for your teammate, picking up that Sky still doesn't work out. And now I think our production team wants to make sure and understand what does SK Rossi do. They're looking from top to bottom, but they are not understanding where this man holds that caliber in himself to pull off kills like that and still rushes in. But with this ultimate, Seekers going in will give away a lot of position, and SK Rossi, based on that, is just moving into side, misses a lot of shots, but ends up picking a one back. But Snacks in the meantime will be taken down with the paint shells.
Well, yes, I agree. I think that Chobzi is going to be getting that frag, but Rossi just comes in and makes sure that the judge is silenced. But 3v3 is what this retake is going to be about. Now, CT is going to be something that Hellranger checks. He checks and gets that frag onto Maharani. The Sage getting taken out. Rossi at very low HP. He has to be a little careful. Snorlax is there for the cover, but Hellranger is going to be getting one. Rossi gets taken out, but Hellranger with 3 to get the round in his team's favor.
5 rounds down, 6 rounds down. 5 points for the side of team Bengaluru, and Bengaluru is not backing off as Skills has picked up. Okay. Teasing with an Odin, don't do that, my friend, because this is a map that I've not seen a lot of Odin plays, and Odin coming out, I was a little bit of worried, and Skills back on his Phantom and still playing those rifles really well. The side of team Bengaluru very good in terms of their creds. However, on the side of team Chennai, not looking great. The Bladestorms do come out. They do have 4 more ultimates to play with, but AZ again with a very aggressive angle, but he's alone here. He needs to make sure he has cover to play with, otherwise it's going to be a round that the side of team Chennai again end up losing, because as soon as AZ falls, the side completely opens up for the side of team Bengaluru.
Well, yes, that is definitely going to be the case, as the site will get opened up. Rossi is going to open up the head of AZ. He gets that first frag. Kubrix is going to get skills though. So the Sky getting taken out is going to be a big frag for the side. But Chobzi coming in with the Stormblades. Will he collect? No, he will not. Rossi will collect his head. He's going to be dashing it. He gets rid of that boombot. He gets rid of 2 players. Will he be getting this final ace? It looks like he's on the hunt for multi. But Hellranger coming through, will he be getting that ace? No, it looks like no. Hellranger will be landing that shot, and Rossi denied another ace. How did he get that boombot and 2 players at the same time?
I give up, Dr. Dang. I'm not even sure what this man is able to pull off, because every you can agree with this, that every match that we see that SK Rossi is in and Bengaluru Crushers as a team is in, we don't understand what they're trying to do, because every matchup that they have, they change up what they do, and Hellranger, SK Rossi, Kappa, Skills, anybody from the side of team Bengaluru, Snacks, all these players do something really weird that ends up completely confusing. And look at that, Snacks pulls off an insane kill there, and with this ultimate coming, Hellranger is making way in. His opponent Kubrix has also the ultimate available, but not be able to pill. Hellranger does not worry about the boombot, gets damaged to 62 HP, and SK Rossi, look at him again pushed off into, and along with Skills, why? I think Skills is trying to stop SK Rossi, like, enough man, enough, come back, that's okay. Look, he's thrown 3 flashes on SK Rossi already.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, it's all fun and games, as Rossi is going to get a 3k. Nax is going to be getting the final frag, and 7-1 is what we have on the scoreboard right now. Split not looking good for Chennai either.
This is not at all looking great for Chennai. I mean, 1 round they got, but as I mentioned, they need to make sure that they play together as a team. You look at that, AEZ is playing that same position for rounds coming in every time, and if they keep doing the same thing, that's just easy for the side of team Bengaluru. They know where you are, they know who's trying to fight them. Yes, there might be a couple of agents change, but at the end of the day, it's always AEZ here, and Hellranger starting things off. Completely a very quick rotation coming here, but AZ will pick one. AZ needs to make sure he goes back. Yes, Shobzi is there for assistance, but both of these players need to understand they've brought it back to an equalizer, and trying to fight it out like this will just only get difficult, and Hellranger with his spray will continue and will manage to land a kill. Hellranger already on a 3k, 29 HP, he needs a healing, but his Sky is all the way around, as Hellranger will pick one. Hellranger is on an ace, and he needs this healing, where the side of Chobes is all the way coming from B through the attacker's lobby. So this ace might not be written for Hellranger, as his teammates might look forward to pulling it off.
Well, it does seem that Hellranger might be the one to find this, because again, he's not had an ace so far as far as I can remember. As Chobesy is going to be coming in from main, Skills is holding that angle. Will he be looking to give up that frag or let Hellranger get that ace? I believe they know where Chobesy is coming in from. He might be looking to play for the exit frags, but we will have to see whether it's going to be Hellranger getting an ace or is it going to be Skills getting that kill onto Chobesy.
I mean, Hellranger is looking for that ace. He's just running around, but Chobes has made his way into it. He's looking for exit frag and might be able to pull off. And unfortunately, Hellranger will not be getting his ace. He was so close to completely taking this round, and I would have loved it, because Hellranger has been playing that IGL for the team, and for an IGL to get himself an ace while he has been doing so much for his team just feels really good to watch that. Nonetheless, still Hellranger pulls off that round with a beautiful 4K for his team, and already with 8 rounds in their pocket, the side of Team Bengaluru do not look forward to any kind of a shutdown button anytime soon.
Well, Multi is going to be looking to walk up from A main, because he's right up next to the barrier, and maybe he wants to place a cam or a Cypher tripwire or something like that. But it looks like no, it's just going to be him holding in on the side of Under Heaven. Well, there you go. The paint shell is going to be going through. The showstopper did a lot of damage to Skills, and with no Sage on board, she's going to be staying at the HP that she is. Rossi is going to be getting one. He's going to spot 2 players, but Daisy gets that trade. Snorlax is there to take down the Omen, as well as Bangalore keep their man advantage with Multi lurking up from ramp. He might just be able to do something. Chobesy is going to be getting snacks. Snorlax gets Chobesy back, but they know Multi's position. They should be looking to check for this, but it looks like Hellranger is going to have to turn around, and at 4 HP is still able to get that frag. And Maharani, the gun's barrel is going to be poking out from the side of the smoke, and well, that will be the end of the Sage as well.
The end is nigh, and it looks like the side of Chennai do not have any new strategy. I mean, this is I am not even sure. I mean, Chennai needs to look forward to changing a lot of things, especially in the map of Split now. You look at that, AEZ is playing round after round alone here. There were a couple of rounds when Chobesy played with him, and because of which Chobesy managed to pull a little bit of an advantage for his team. But now again, AEZ alone playing here might get difficult. Chobes will pull off a really good kill on Hellranger. Now Hellranger out of the board. They've lost a duelist, so attack will be a bit difficult. But SK Rossi, look at him. He waits for his opportunity. He knows AEZ will be peeking him, and look at how much area he has given up for his team, and he's made his way into CT.
Well, yes, that is going to be the case. Rossi is just... Is there any kind of... Like, is there any kind of thing that Rossi has that, you know what, this is defender spawn, maybe I shouldn't be here, maybe I should be closer to my teammates? No fear absolutely on the side of this man. What? There's a lane, I can walk here? Alright, I can see a player. Should I shoot him? Yes, I will. Is that ahead? Yes, I will connect with that. And that is all that Rossi does. That's all that he thinks about. That's all that he sees.
Last round
and
in
well,
the half.
it really pays off for his team.
Rossi, like, I really like the side of Team Bengaluru at this moment. Yes, we keep talking about Rossi a lot, but the sole reason he's been able to do that, you saw there were dark covers coming in from his team. Snorlax was putting that down, closing up B Heaven, closing up CT, because of which he did not, Rossi did not have to worry about angles rather than just clearing side, and after which he pushed into CT, and that's what, it goes to his whole team. It's not just Rossi, and if you put in Rossi alone, yes, he might be able to pull off a couple of kills, but he'll not be able to completely clutch the round. That's not going to be an easy thing. But with Hellranger, with the ultimate, will pick one, but in the meantime, Chobes will manage to trade one. Hellranger with his paint shells will deal a little bit of a damage, but he knows one person can still be hiding. He finds one more. Maharani with the random spray on that cloudburst will manage to pick one. Kubricks at ramps will pick one. Skills is cleaning people off. with the CT push, does not care about the spike that he has, along with Hellranger, have picked up so many people at CT itself, and bodies are completely lying dead on CT. And with 2 people surviving, Kubrick with solo HP, 1 bullet, Hellranger connects, and Hellranger with the 3k closes the round for his team.
11-1 is what we have on the side of Bangalore versus Chennai, and in total, Chennai has only been able to pick up 5 rounds so far across 3 maps, and that is going to be something that they will have to go back to look at. But Rossi, 26-7, how do you do that? How is someone going to be that dominating in a 5v5 game like Valorant? How do you be that dominating? And not just for one map, consistently for map after map after map, and that is exactly what is going to be, that is exactly what is going to be the tale of the 2 sides right now.
I mean, we saw that the side of team Bengaluru managed to close it on a 13-0 on their pistol, but as soon as they got to know, look at their read. Their read is perfect. They saw there's nobody here at A. They pushed out and saw at main. They could not find anybody at lobby, and look at the full rotate that comes through from the side of team Bengaluru. And now B side is a death trap for the side of Team Chennai if they try to execute it, because they have so many angles being held and everything just keeps landing and denying them kill after kill. As Snorlax picks 2, SK Rossi is going in, SK Rossi picks 1 along with Hellranger pushing in. It looks like bodies are just falling apart. Skills from sewers will give away sound cues, but he does not care. He's running in from back with a trap fire placed. It might be something that Multi will be able to know that there's a backstab coming in, but that's going to get difficult as Multi, he'll get a little bit flash, but Hellranger with his big brains, he knows that there should be somebody back. He rotates, he finds that person, he takes down. The spike is in control, and the last person at rafters will be taking down Hellranger, but that's all. It's all bye-bye for him, as he'll be closed out very soon as Snacks will pick off the last person, as it's match point for the side of Team Bengaluru to close the map of Split on 13-1.
Well, yes, that is exactly going to be the case, and a Vandal comes out from the side of Snacks. There is a Spectre and a full shield. It's not looking good. Like, even with the buys that Chennai is able to force, things do not look good. A Spectre and a half shield is all that looks like is going to be the best that they will be able to afford. A Stinger and a half shield, 2 Sheriffs with full shields, and a Frenzy with a half shield is what the side of Chennai will be able to get. As Snacks is going to start things off, he picks up that kill on the Chokzi. The players run in. Multi is going to get taken out by Snacks. They spot the Rays satcheling into sight. They know that there is someone already in. The wall goes up. A Daisy is going to collect Snorlax. This might just be a clutchable round, but as Maharani is going in for that plant, she knows Hellrange is coming up. The Stinger at that range is going to be useful, but Rossi with the spray transfer is going to get 2. It's all down to Kubricks, who will not be surviving, because Rossi is going to put an end to him, and 13-1 is what we are going to be leaving the map of Split with.
13-1, what dominance is Bengaluru bringing in. And again, in the last round, the side of Team Bengaluru, you saw SK Rossi, like, he came in, he was far away from the side, he was all the way, I guess, at A, ran from CT, made his way, dashed into side, took down Maharani, took down one more, and he did a complete 180 rotate and then aimed it down on, I guess, Kubricks, and pulled that round off. That Rays had no chance of survival there, because losing so many people all of a sudden within a blink of an eye and less than a second, SK Rossi managed to shut the side of Team Chennai without another round on their anti-eco round, or even I would say the force coming in from Chennai never worked in any of the rounds. They were only able to pull one round with their ability of working together as a team. And again, you saw the side of Team Bengaluru in the last round, just for example on how team game that Bengaluru works. Snacks pulled off a kill. Snacks ran back and went back to CT. He was not even in sight. He did not even contest it again. Whereas his teammate from ramp picked off another kill for his team and then went back to provide cover at mid. But in the meantime, the mid was already cleared and they made their way to heaven. He did get picked off, but Skills was already coming to sight as well as SK Rossi, and that was the end of it. That's what you need to play as a team, not just running towards one by one that you try to get advantage. And with SK Rossi, 596, like, wait, what is that average combat score? Dr. Dang, what is this average combat score?
596. 509, almost a 600 combat score. I don't know how to explain that. I have seen 450, 490, 550, but 596, that's... I mean, he didn't even buy guns because he wasn't dying enough. Look at his econ rating. 117. Econ rating is the amount of damage you give off per 1,000 cred spent, which basically means that, well, you are always going to be in the double digits, and if you have a really bad game, you will be in the single digit. But triple digits is already very, very rare.
Yep.
Seeing a 171 basically means that he didn't buy a weapon for, I don't know, maybe 6 rounds, and will just looking by how he was playing, that seems very possible. Hellranger is at 7 deaths, Rossi is at 7 deaths, but Hellranger is at 15 kills. Rossi is at double. Rossi is at double those at 30. Imagine being twice, imagine having so much confidence that you peak everything and you get twice the number of kills that Hellranger gets, who is also on a duelist, mind you.
Yep. I mean, that's just goes to say that, you know, this man, when he feels himself, he knows he can pull it off. You saw there was a boombot, there were 2 opponents right on his face. He managed to take down the boombot and 2 players simultaneously. How is that even possible? I mean, even I'm pretty sure Riot devs are like, what is happening here? How did he manage to take off 3 people there? I mean, Boombot is also I would say an agent or a person, because what that Boombot does will end up killing you, and that Boombot surviving and managing to be destroyed by SK Rossi with 2 people there, this man was on a spree of kills on the map of Split. But as I mentioned, Chennai, it's not that they did not play anything. They're a really good team. They have huge potential. They fought, you saw there were rounds where they bought it to a 1v2, 2v2 situations. But just that, as we have talked a lot about it, their team coordination and gameplay style is not, I would say, trade-off game. They generally look for frags as advantage rather than trades as advantage. So we have seen teams where they think that, okay, let's do one thing, let's do like SK Rossi goes in, SK Rossi takes either 1 or 2 kills, and then we trade him. SK Rossi goes down, nonetheless we'll still have advantage as we trade SK Rossi out, because SK Rossi will be low on HP by that time, and SK Rossi might also be running low on bullets because he will not be going for a reload, and they trade him out and get map control as well as even better advantage in terms of players. So I think the side of Team Chennai needs to try and figure out these kind of strategies to completely pull it off. If not, things will get a little bit difficult for them.
Well, that is going to be the scene so far. Well, 5 rounds in total across 3 maps is what Chennai get. 13-4 on Icebox, 13-0 on Haven, and 13-1 on the map of Split is what Bangalore take this win with. And I don't know what to say. I have seen one-sided games. I have seen games that have ended in 13-0. I have seen games that have ended in 6 overtimes. But for some reason, the game on this game on the map of Split just didn't sit well. It just didn't feel like Chennai had the motivation to try and play Split the way it is usually meant to be played. And well, that is just going to be something that is absolutely surprising. You do not expect a team to have so many problems to deal with. But still, Chennai as a new team, they will be learning from the experiences that are going to be, you know, from the experiences that they're going to be picking up today. And as far as things go, Chennai has some extremely good and talented players. It's just that, as we've said, and we've stated this earlier, and not only just us, this has been everyone. Even look at players like Flex. For a lot of you, Flex on the side of Kolkata is going to be a very strong and a very likable player. But if you go and ask Hevan what does he feel about Flex, he's going to give you, and mind you, both of them are from the same team. Hevan and Flex are playing on the same team, and so many times Hevan and Flex are going to be in duo clutch situation. And the one thing that Hevan told us very, very clearly is you can have mechanical skill, but you need a lot of time to build the comp presence, the comp knowledge, the game sense that you need for a competitive player. And that is what is needed for the side of Chennai. They do not have a player like Hevan in their squad to give them those cues, give them those hints, to give them those lessons and figure out how to learn further and further. They're just going to have to figure it out on their own. And well, it is matches and leagues like this that are going to help them do that. Because I'm sure that 1 year down the line, or even 6 months down the line, you see these same players and they're going to be very different from what they are right now.
I mean, as you mentioned, Dr. Dang, the side of Team Bengaluru is on another level, but Chennai, as mentioned, have a lot of learning to do, and that's the reason this league comes in. I mean, you just saw, as Dr. Dang mentioned, that you need one person who picks up that responsibility, saying that you guys need to listen to me. I know you guys are mechanically good, your utilities are really good, your playstyle is amazing to watch out for, but until and unless you are ready to listen to somebody and execute a strategy like that, like one person taking up that responsibility, saying that I'll give you the callouts, you'll be executing based on what I tell you, and that's what is needed for the side of Chennai at this moment. As Dr. Dang said, it's individual players with their individual mindsets trying to play together. Yes, the communication is there from those teams. They do give callouts that what is happening, but their callouts are not that I need cover, there needs to be someone also present here. There's nothing like I'm going to rush in, I need this kind of a utility right behind me. These kind of callouts are not there. They just might end up saying, okay, I see 3 people right in front of me, and that would be the end of the callout. And that's where the side of Team Chennai are falling a little bit short. And yes, as we progress, I'm pretty sure by the next season coming in, and as we see Chennai getting better, their mechanics already at par, it's just that they have to find their calling in terms of what they can play together. But with Bengaluru taking away the points, they're back on the points table on the first position with 25.5 and 2 points, not even 1.5, they're 2 points away from where Rajasthan stand.
Well, yes, that is going to be the case right now. Rajasthan does have 2 games in hand versus just 1 for Bangalore. So far, both teams are looking to be on the same track. They have the same number of bonus points. They have the same number of losses. But Rajasthan has played 1 game lesser. And well, that is going to be the one game that makes all the difference at the end of the day. As for Hyderabad, well, they will not be able to supersede the side of Rajasthan. With 2 games in hand, they can get 5 points at max, which basically means 22.5. But at least if they win the next game, they're guaranteed a spot. As for Kolkata, they need to win at least 2 and hope that Delhi loses their game against Hyderabad. Because if Delhi does not lose against Hyderabad, Delhi is going to be going through and Kolkata will be knocked out.
Kolkata stands a really good chance, so they need to make sure that Kolkata, with their 3 matches left, they pull back points as much as possible. They have 6 points that they can pull, whereas Delhi have only 2 points. And if Delhi pull that, they'll be at 18, whereas Kolkata, if they pull back 6 points, this is just 2 points, not the bonus point that I'm counting still. 2 points if they pull, it's 6 points. They'll be at 19, which is way more than enough for them to qualify, and they need to look forward to pulling all those points. And if they manage to do it, it will be a really good way that Kolkata finally managed to qualify after such a long journey with less number of matches played, and them coming as the, I would say, the last team to make sure that happens. But for them to make that happen, the next 3 matches that they have, they would have to win each and every one of them. But now back to the content creators who have been putting huge strides for their team. You can still see Snacks in that same position, and still, as we have talked about it a lot, content creators sometimes need to frag out when the duelist role that they play, or with the controller, or with the initiator plays that they have. They need to make sure they provide that kind of a play or utility for their team's usage, and that's what Snacks is doing, and that's where he stands with 252 kills. But SK Rossi with 13 matches, wait for it, 925 kills.
Yep. 925. He's 75 kills off 1,000. And I believe there was a question that came through as to can Rossi reach 1,000? I think that looking at the way that he is progressing in terms of kills, it's looking very, very possible. Considering the next game that Bangalore has is, I believe, going to be against Rajasthan. Not sure about that. It is looking like Rossi is going to be crossing that 1,000 kill mark extremely soon. Well, yes, that is going to be Rossi at the top, and followed by Deathmaker at 723, Skills at 673, MW1 at 661, and Binks at 628 kills. So these are going to be the top 5 players, but, well, it feels more of a top 4 and Rossi over there, simply by looking at the fact that with 2 games in hand, Deathmaker needs to get 200 kills to reach the level that these players are going to be reaching. The fact that Rossi is 200 kills above his closest competitor, and it's not even close. 200 kills in 2 games, that is almost impossible even for Deathmaker to achieve, because the max that we have so far in this tournament in a single matchup is going to be 96 kills from the side of Rossi, and then I believe 89 or something like that, or 94, something close to that from the side of Rossi again. So 96, and I believe 93 as well, followed by Ghost at 83. So there's a huge margin that someone will have to cover up if they do want to dethrone Rossi.
I agree with you. I mean, SK Rossi is becoming a competition for himself. He's like, oh wait, I picked up 96 kills, 94 kills, 89 kills, 84 kills. What's my next goal? I think I should try and break my record of 96, 94 itself. I hit up to 100. Let's do that. And I think SK Rossi doing that kind of competition for himself is getting likely to hit that 1,000 mark within the last match that they have. They have 2 more matches. No, 1 last match, that is with Rajasthan Strikers. They're already played 13 matches. So that 1 last match, if he hits 80 kills, he just needs on dot 80 kills to hit 1,000 matches. I mean, that will put him up to 1,005 kills, but that's what he needs. I mean, already pulling off another 70 or 60k today, that does not seem like highly unlikely. And yes, as Dr. Dang mentioned, that question coming in, looking at him crossing 925 already, it's very likely that the side of SK Rossi can pull off 1,000 kill before the qualifiers or playoffs start as well. I mean, SK Rossi, this man...
Yes, that is going to be the case, but... yeah, exactly. I mean, Rossi, the next Bangalore game is going to be extremely exciting, because he might just be able to break the 1,000 kill barrier. But as for other things, it is going to be the end of the stream for now. We saw Bangalore take down the side of Chennai with 3 quick maps, 13-4 on Icebox, 13-0 on Haven, and 13-1 on the map of Split. But as far as things go for Sky League 2021 day 44, we are going to be reaching an end. So with that out of the way, this is going to be me, Dr. Dang, along with Lucifer, signing off. But don't worry, we will be catching up with you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. because, well, we have 2 games lined up.
Yep, 2 games lined up. But in the meantime, for all the viewers, a quick reminder, today at 4 p.m. we'll be having the Red Bull Campus Clutch Final. So stay tuned. At 4 p.m. Skyesports will be back again. So until then, stay safe, have a good weekend, because in the next few hours we'll be coming back soon live. So take care. Until then, bye bye, see you soon.
You're ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait. And wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black. Performance storage. Purpose-built for gaming. Get in fast. So you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game. You're ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait. And wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black. Performance storage. Purpose-built for gaming. Get in fast. So you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game. You're ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait. And wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black. Performance storage. Purpose-built for gaming. Get in fast. So you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game. You're ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait. And wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black. Performance storage. Purpose-built for gaming. Get in fast. So you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game. ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait and wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black, performance storage, purpose-built for gaming. Get in fast, so you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game. You're ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait and wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black, performance storage, purpose-built for gaming. Get in fast, so you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game.